to the Style Esports Season 2 All-Star event. I am Jarl Carl alongside Axeman87. We will be bringing you the action this afternoon/evening. Axeman, how you doing?
I'm doing real good. Yeah, we got a good little event coming out for you. We're gonna start off with the selected teams. Now these teams are representing each of the two individual divisions in the Style Esports League. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce to you the selected All-Star team for the Ionia division. And we're gonna start at the top, work our way down. Up in the top lane, it's One Finger Smash from Bay Team. It's going to be Bisque in the jungle, Pure Salt in the mid lane, JT from the ADC, and Mega Bro down there in the support role.
And for the Demacian team, on the blue side, it's Acquiescence in the top lane, Personify in the jungle, Corvus in the mid lane, Alafaris and Wooly Jiao Jiao in the bot lane for this Demacian team. Once again, these were the selected All-Stars. They will be playing one game, and then we'll have one game from the fan vote All-Star team, and then we will have two, kind of just for fun, ARAMs after that, one of each of these teams. So should be quite a lot of fun here. These are definitely some of the best players we have in the league now, kind of thrown together on one team, so we'll see how the coordination is as we move into these games.
Yeah, for sure, and there's going to be some interesting matchups here. I know one I'm looking forward to is the bot lane. We got JT and Mega Bro, who are from Team Dark Matter, if I'm not mistaken, and they're going up against Alafaris and Wooly Jiao Jiao. So that should be a pretty good one there. Wooly Jiao Jiao from the Sand Shinobis, of course.
Definitely should be exciting. Alafaris here, kind of a last-minute sub, so see if that throws off the coordination even just a little bit more. JT, like we said, and Mega Bro, both from TDM, although JT is from the Academy version of that team, so not quite as much synergy as we might have otherwise, but they should still be, somewhat familiar with each other. They've at least heard of each other before, so that's got to help out. The jungler Bisque, also from TDMA, so huge coordination for this Ionian team as we hop into Champion Select. Could see some kind of random picks and bans here, as unlikely the teams did a whole lot of prep for each other, but see what they ban out. Pretty standard bans of Felios and Mordekaiser. Taken off the table, just champs you don't want to play against at the best or the worst of times.
Yeah, it's almost interesting. One Finger Smash, I know, really likes to play Mordekaiser, but I guess taking that off the table here at the start, maybe looking for one of their other picks, maybe the Scion. I know plays a lot of Shen. Could be another option for them, but yeah, it's an interesting thing to ban your own main, right?
Sometimes you just got to do it for the good of the team. Maybe just didn't want to play against it, not sure what information they're going off, or maybe somebody else just told him to ban it and he just listened, Just got to follow instructions. Could be a bit of a power struggle over there on the Ionian side. You never know. Not quite as peaceful as the Demacians, maybe playing a part into it, as Soul Stealer Thresh will be taken off the table as well, along with that Shen that you mentioned could be a possibility. So we'll see what they focus here in the draft. These teams, they don't really have kind of that history of playing together and team comps they have kind of lined up in practice. So see how clean these drafts are, see if they come up with some fun picks for us here on All-Stars, of course. Just in the end, a fun event, as looks like we're going to be starting off that fun with some Bard.
Yeah, and the Bard pick comes out. I know. I'm not sure if they're live yet, the Bard changes, but got a little bit of a nerf there. So I could play into this game. I'm not sure if those changes are live, though. But it's interesting. Some of these bans are on champions that are historically more based in synergy. Like the Thresh and the Shen stick out for me. Normally if you're up against a bot lane have never played together, maybe you wouldn't ban something like Thresh. But Thresh is definitely really strong right now, so it could be a good ban for sure. And that Senna pick is going to come out. Both teams, it's assumed that these are going to be supports, so getting those support first picks in. It's interesting what they're going to pick. A Maokai coming out, another kind of a flex pick there. So
definitely a pick that I have seen actually run with the Senna in the bot lane. I had a friend that was trying to convince me it was super broken playing Maokai Senna in the bot lane. The Senna, of course, fasting, and Maokai gets the Bami's Cinder and kind of just kills everybody with that passive, those buffs coming through a couple of patches ago. So could be in the bot lane, could be that Maokai in the top, like you said. Bit of a flex pick, really important to have in the draft. Maybe less important in this kind of uncoordinated game, but we'll see what happens. The Misfortune locked in, one of the strongest AD carries right now, so definitely at least some tryharding coming in on these teams. They're not playing completely for fun, as that should go over to Alaphorus, waiting on something besides the bot lane so far. These teams just picking kind of with each other right now, bot lane for bot lane, I would assume, although maybe I'm hyping up the Maokai too much in the bot lane. Regardless of where he goes, he has a very tanky tree and not a super high coordination kind of champion. Just press his ult and, hey, we're going in.
Yeah.
And team will follow, you would hope, unless he just goes in by himself. And he might still win because he's Maokai and he kind of just one-shots people without taking damage.
Yeah, Maokai definitely one of the more popular tanks right now, kind of replacing Ornn in some scenarios. I think Ornn's probably still really powerful, but where Ornn used to be kind of that go-to best tank pick, I think Maokai's kind of moved into that role. He's just super strong in a whole lot of different areas right now. Another interesting pick coming out that is, a little more reliant on the synergy, a little more synergy dependent is the Galio. Another thing I'm not sure I would have picked if I hadn't played with anybody else on my team before. I know it's something normally I don't really take in a solo queue. It is a strong pick though. So they definitely could get some results out of that one, but it's going to be up against Pure Salt's Talon if that Galio's going mid. And I know from experience, this is a nasty Talon, Carl. This is going to be real rough.
On the other hand, Galio, reasonably good counter to the Talon, generally considered, to be a magic resistance tank, so I might not see him off the bat, but the taunt from Galio can kind of shut down Talon whenever he goes in. With those Qs, obviously just a dash straight onto Galio, if he's able to get the taunt, knock up in Q, can definitely lay out a lot of damage to Talon while he is CC locked, so we'll see kind of how that mid lane battle goes out. We would assume the Galio in the mid lane, although I've seen Bard mid, so, I mean, never count anything out. It is All-Stars. These guys could have some spicy pocket picks prepared.
I mean, I played Bard jungle. It isn't great, but I played it.
Is it fun? Did you have fun?
I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not. Okay, no Bard jungle then. No fun.
It's on the fence. Yeah.
Axeman didn't have fun. Forget it. We're out of here on this one. But
and I have fun with some weird stuff. That Gnar jungle is great.
I played with your Gnar jungle. That was spicy stuff. So
that was good stuff.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to a bit of Gnar jungle in my life, I must say. So we'll see what these teams decide to go with here. The Galio kind of reliant on a little bit of engage. You might think like a Jarvan, which has been banned out. Some way to kind of get the Galio into the back line. So we'll see if that does get drafted. And Sion coming out now, picked for the Ionian team here. That's a lot of tanks.
Yep. Yeah, they're going to be some pretty big boys. I was expecting the one finger smash Sion pick. It's a bit of a meme here at this point. He's one of the only Sion players really left in the league. We used to have a couple more, but it's really just him now. So kind of making up the majority of that champion's appearances. And the Aatrox pick coming out for Acquiescence. Now we have a rule here on the caster's desk. Instead of you pick Aatrox, you lose. And I didn't make the rule. It's just kind of what happens.
The rule made itself.
Yeah, just kind of, that's how it is. But there is also going to be a Zac pick from the Demacian Division All-Star team, which is something I definitely agree with. I'm always telling people Zac is pick ban. Super strong right now, so definitely liking that pick there. It's going to be Gragas going into that Zac, so maybe not.
Tell a lie.
Going to get Silas
locked in.
Oh boy. So maybe an untested jungler, we'll say that. But going up against Zac, I don't really like Biss' chances of success here in this game. But man, these are some interesting team comps. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, not maybe what we would have predicted going into it. That Maokai is going into the bot lane, so we'll see how that is, or how that works out rather in the bot lane. My friend told me it was good. I haven't played it, so we'll see. Hopefully he's watching and he can get that decided once and for all here against the Misfortune. But Silas in the jungle, something we've been seeing a little bit more. I've been seeing him in kind of a lot of lanes, top lane, mid lane, as well as in the jungle. So some interesting ultimates to steal this game. The Galio ult can definitely be good to make some plays. Misfortune just for a lot of zone control. And the Zac, of course, just to knock everybody up left, right, and center. Maybe give Pure Salt some chance to go for the assassination. So could see some synergy on that front as well.
For sure. And both teams, what I'll say is that they have a lot of just kind of map movement. I mean, you have the obvious one, Sion ult, Galio ult. Those champions can, cover a lot of ground in a very short amount of time. That's going to play into things like early game skirmishes. I don't really think either of these teams necessarily has an advantage in that area. I think if anything, it probably leans a little bit more towards Ionia because of the Talon pick. Talon obviously a very realm-heavy champion. So it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with teleports. If there's a lot of teleports in this game, we can see some pretty crazy map movement.
Absolutely, and again, neither of these teams really have that much, ranged activity. Just kind of the Misfortune and the Senna for any kind of ranged poke. So the skirmishes could end up being a little bit more all-in heavy than you might normally see with a team that have 2 or 3 ranged champions apiece. Just not a lot of poke really for these teams to throw at each other. The Talon wants to go in, the Maokai wants to go in, and the same with the Scion. So could see some explosive fights, especially if they decide to fight on the Dragon 5 or 6 minutes. If champions do have those ultimates, Scion could be ulting down teleports as well, like you said. So a lot of ways for these teams to kind of collapse on fights. If it starts as a 3v3, it might end as a 5v5. So something to watch out for as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not hugely familiar with Silas Jungle. Is that a phase rush keystone for that champion?
I could not tell you.
Okay, yeah,
I believe it, but
yeah, I was thinking he'd probably benefit a lot from the phase rush changes recently, so maybe they'll be picking that up. But I'll admit I am not big into Silas. I feel like Conqueror would probably be pretty good on him, but
apparently Conqueror is the standard for Silas in the jungle. Makes sense. Helps his fighting.
Yeah, to be honest, it's kind of hard for any given champion to be like, oh, I wonder if they take this, because no, they take Conqueror. No,
it's just too good, even though it got nerfed.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think they like the way it works. I don't think they can nerf it out of the game, to be honest.
No, probably not.
Yeah, so that is something that is going to be interesting for me, at least, because I don't see that a whole lot. But as I already mentioned, the bias in my mind leans a little bit towards Personify for Demacia. I mean, that Zac pick is something I really like. But yeah, so I know you haven't seen this Maokai Senna bot lane, but how do you think this is going to go? I mean, I can't really conceptualize that. He's going to farm, right? It's going to be fasting Senna. I imagine he's just going to get really big, but I mean, is this
the general idea is that Maokai, you farm until Bami Cinder on Maokai, and then you just fight. And apparently, according to my friend who is also on one of the teams at UW Medicine, you basically, once you get the Bami Cinder, Senna usually has 20 missed by then, so you have a little bit more damage, a little bit more range, and you can kind of just go in, and the Maokai with the Bami Cinder damage and the Senna heal on top, plus like all the crowd control from Maokai slow, Senna slow with Glacial Augment, you kind of just kill people. And you heal enough with the Maokai passive and the Senna Q to keep yourself alive through the fights, and Maokai just kind of kills everybody. So we'll see if that happens. Maybe it's just been beefed up to me, and it's not actually very good. We're going to find out. Misfortune does have Exhaust.
Yep. So he also has Conqueror. I'm not 100% Conqueror is a Misfortune.
Don't believe that's terribly standard.
PTA is Misfortune?
Yeah, press the attack is generally what you would go on Misfortune, but maybe he's going for Spellcaster Misfortune. You never know.
Gotcha.
And the Omni Stone on Bard. Yeah, always fun.
That's pretty wild.
Gotta do it.
Yep, you really do have to do it to him. And then the Glacial Augment Senna, which is pretty standard now. But
super good.
Other than that, everything looks pretty normal. That teleport advantage is going to go to Demacia, but just with the one teleport on Galio. And to be honest, there's just so much movement. I'm not really sure how big an effect that's going to have on this game. There's definitely the potential for it to have a little bit of an effect, but you have champions like Senna that can, help move their team certain distances, and then Talon that's just going to have so much mobility as well. So
yeah, for sure. The Maokai having teleport, a little bit interesting. Kind of similar to an Ezreal having teleport, wanting to back for that tier. Maokai, I would expect him to recall once he has money for his Bami Cinder yet.
Teleport.
He snuck it in there, so we're 2-2 on the teleport front. So we'll see if he is able to make some plays with that teleport early, maybe teleport behind to try to force a fight, or just go back to lane, flash W, and Twisted Advance that is called, and try to pick up a kill. It has the Aftershock as well, so super tanky in the first couple of seconds of the engage, and that's kind of where you want to be winning these fights if you are this bot lane.
Yep, absolutely correct. We're loading onto the Rift here. It'll be interesting to see, if these teams have formulated any kind of level 1 strategy. I know that's something that, at least in solo queue, can be difficult to pull together, but you'd imagine they're in comms.
Yeah, a lot of bot side action here. We might see a fight. Would love to see that. Level 1. Who do you give the level 1 to?
Just watching them now, I think I'm giving it to Demacia. They're very well stacked up.
Oh,
they going through a portal.
They see it. They saw it.
Olafris is like, no
Olafris
way.
flashes away. On his face. They'll get slowed as well. Glacial Augment, no way to get out of this. Isn't going to burn the exhaust to get himself out, or is he actually going to get out of this one? No, he will not.
Close there.
Picked up by Mega Bro. Almost walks himself to safety, but kind of abandoned by his team.
Yeah, for me, go through the portal, man. Just go through the portal.
Yeah, and maybe even bring him with you.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that was interesting, if nothing else. Pretty wild. Not really sure what the idea was there. I guess to try and get around behind the
I think
blue
you get
buff,
behind the blue buff. Yeah.
But
didn't quite work out.
No, it did not. So, one of the more unique level 1 plays I think I've seen. But a good try, I think. Good try.
Would have been really cool if it works. I think come right behind.
For
Maybe
sure.
even wait in the tri bush and go through the bush right in front of the blue buff, and just say hello.
Yeah.
But unlucky. It was a good effort. They tried their best.
Definitely was. And
That's what it's all about here.
Creative thinking for sure. But one thing I always say about top lanes with an Aatrox in them here at Style Esports is that you really have to get ahead early.
Yep.
You know, it's not necessarily a hard and fast rule in League, but it just really seems to be a thing here in Style that, like, if you get behind on Aatrox, there's just no path to victory, at least through the top lane.
True. Yeah.
But so that is something I am going to personally be watching for. Mid lane, Pure Salt takes Corvus to task, laying down a lot of damage onto that Galio, and is not looking particularly good at this point. I don't think he has the taunt up yet. I don't think you would take that second, but maybe he does. I'm not sure.
Talon, very good in the first couple levels, able to get the W and the Q in, proc his passive, and kind of just run off. Well, the Galio is slowed, so might see that changing in just a couple of levels. He has the Dark Seal for the increased potion healing, so he's healed back up. But Pure Salt definitely asserting his dominance, denying a cannon. There is that taunt that we saw. A little bit of fighting in the bot lane. Mega Bro going to get flashed on. Ignite is ticking. He should be okay. Pops the heal just to make sure. Forced back in this lane a little bit, but it's early days yet.
Yep, not in the top lane. Heavy trading leads to Acquiescence being at very, very low health, at about 200 health here at this point. Not too far away from One Finger smashing that Aatrox. So we'll be looking for that one. As it happens, Bisque is in the topside river, whacking down that Scuttle Crab. So we might see an Ionia gank at some point, but Personify is onto him. Getting that Scryer's Bloom out there. He finds the Silas. But, not going to try anything.
Nothing coming of it.
Yeah.
He's just giving up that Scuttle. A lot of trading, as you said, in the top lane. And that Aatrox, we mentioned wanting to get really far ahead, or get ahead early at least, if you want to get anywhere. Just one of the ways that he's able to really have a carry potential in the game is if he's getting ahead early, ahead of that curve, is when you kind of see Aatrox really dishing out those huge bursts of damage onto carries. So definitely could be important, as these teams, definitely a lot of fighting going on, as JT gonna go in the bot lane. Mega Bro misses the W, has to flash himself to safety. His Bard doing so much damage, gets the electrocute actually from his Omni Stone. JT gonna go through the portal. Willie Jiao Jiao, can he get himself to safety? JT going very low, the heal not quite available. Mega Bro misses the W once again in the bot lane, as he is gonna be taken out, but in the mid lane as well. Trading going down. Pure Salt and Corvus have fallen, as we might see a gank in the bot lane. Bisque has arrived to the party. The teleport as well from JT coming through. Bisque goes for it onto Elafris, misses the stun, isn't able to get Willie Jiao Jiao through the portal as well. The double stun coming through from Bard. Can they get out of Elafris under the turret? And it looks like they are going to survive. As what an escape by the Demacian bot lane.
That was very well played. That was a great portal there, and just all around well done by Willie Jiao Jiao to be able to get both him and his ADC out of that situation. That was wild. But we do have that first dragon of the game coming out. It's going to be that Infernal Dragon. Just a couple seconds here. Neither team really in a position to be able to take that just yet. I think if you're the only bot lane, you're just happy to be able to get some CS. So they're going to be trying to get that freeze, that slow push set up down there, so they can take advantage of this lane for a little bit. I think that dragon's going to be sticking up for a while. Oh, Pure Salt
as it is a kill back for the Demacian side, taking out Pure Salt and getting his flash as well.
Yeah, so a good little trade there. That's going to put Corvus in a fairly solid position to start working towards these early game skirmishes. I think they're, once they get Corvus back on the map in the mid. Oh yeah, here comes the
Coming
teleport.
through.
Speaking of which,
in the bot lane, Megabro trying to get himself to safety, but he's going to get taunted up and just taken out. Wooly Gao Gao picking up that kill for himself. JT now running for his life. Has to flash over the wall, gets himself to safety. So 1 teleport and 1 kill going over to Demacia.
Yep. So I was just mentioning it, and then I kind of manifested it with my voice. But those early game skirmishes that Corvus is going to be winning for Demacia. Meanwhile, Acquiescence have made a bit of a comeback up in the top lane, poking down One Finger Smash, getting them forcing it back. Actually, going to force it back out of the Scion. So doing a little bit better up in the top lane than they have been so far. And just as we were mentioning that, Demacia picks up the first dragon of the game. That next one in 5 minutes, of course, a mountain drag. So we're looking at either a Cloud Soul or an Ocean Soul. And as much as I love Cloud Soul, I think Ocean Soul would be pretty massive here in this game.
Especially in this game with so many tanks, so much kind of drawn out fighting that we might see with low damage, high health. Is speaking of fighting, more fighting in the bot lane. Wooly Jiao Jiao gets himself out. Bot lane of Ionia not wanting to follow through that portal, didn't know where the Zac was, so Demacia and bot lane able to get themselves out, but Alaphorus did have to burn his flash in the process.
Yeah, it's always difficult to go through those portals. The stun is coming for you on the other side, so you gotta plan accordingly, right? So most of the time, I think it's probably not worth it. But we have Personify here down the bot side of the map, picking up that Scuttle Crab. Might be looking for some kind of gank opportunity in the mid lane. I know Pure Salt is pushed up a little bit, but it's a difficult champion to gank for sure, the Talon, right? So we will have to see what they do here.
Yeah, they call it off for now, but he's still waiting in the wings. If a taunt could be landed, they might actually go for it. Pretty easy to land.
Here it comes.
Here is the play. Pure Salt going to get knocked up and taunted as well. Pops the ultimate so they can't quite see him, but does not maybe matter. Corvus going very low. He should get taken out.
Actually gets him.
Does come through the ignite and the passive enough to take out Corvus. So mid laner is traded once again. Wooly Jiao Jiao shows up in the scene just for some swag. Saying hi. Might have gotten an assist on that one. I believe he did, but should be the end of it as Bisq getting himself out. Portal. Not enough to pick up the kill as there's more fighting in the top lane.
Yeah, so Bisq, just kind of like a progress report on the Silas pick. I know it's probably doing pretty okay right now. He's keeping up in CS, but the ganks have been kind of lackluster. I think that might be more of a Bisq issue than a Silas issue. What do you think?
Seems I would say probably more of a Bisq issue. Hate to agree with you and just flame the guy too much, but had a pretty nice early game as well. Got that Scuttle Crab in the top side over Personify, so maybe just waiting back, maybe not wanting to gank as much, worried about the counter ganks, you might say, is keeping up in farm pretty nicely, so I don't think there's too much to hate on him for at this point. We'll see how much impact he can have later in the game, as we might see an interesting fight here in the top lane. Double World Ender has been popped. Wooly Jiao Jiao trying to get himself out to safety as they do get out of there in the bot lane. Alaphorus under the tower, pops the bullet time, and Megabro and JT trying to dive the tower goes horribly wrong. The double kill for Alaphorus in the bot lane. Don't dive the misfortune.
Yeah, that's rough.
Fighting all across the map. Back up in the top lane. Bisq dodges the stun under the turret. Corvus going to get dodged away from Pops.
There we go.
Acquiescence under the tower with Corvus. One finger smash. Can he get himself out of this one? No, he can't, but he comes back alive with the second life, chasing after Corvus. The dead Scion isn't going to be able to pick anything else up, I don't believe. Pure Salt has arrived on the scene, though. Chasing after Corvus. Shadow Assault is available for him. Corvus does have the taunt and flash to get himself out. There's the ultimate from Pure Salt. The taunt comes through. Corvus taken very low, but flashes away. Nimbus Cloak, movement speed, able to get himself out to safety. Personify looks like he might be going for a little bit more, but decides to call it off, says I can't fight this guy.
Yeah, don't want to be 1v1ing Pure Salt here at this point if you're the level 6 Zac. I think that would probably be a bad idea, but yeah, just to kind of take a little bit of the flame off Bisq, in his defense, I guess I would say, a lot of these lanes are difficult ganks, right? I mean, Gallia is a fairly difficult gank, especially considering that Personify's been mid a couple times now, right? So you're worried about the counter gank. Top kind of weird as well. I mean, I think I'd probably throw a gank or two at the top lane just to get Aatrox behind, but I mean, again, you get counter ganked so hard, and I'm not really sure Sylas is the type of this champion that can get a gank off, quick enough to really justify going up there. Not like a J4 and a Elise could. So ganking is probably not too great. And then yeah, the Demacia bot lane has just been shoved in most of this game, right? So not a whole lot of good gank opportunities.
Absolutely, not flaming him too hard. We'll see how the Sylas works out for him. Does have some good ultimates to steal, so definitely could have a lot of impact in the team fights. And speaking of Bisq, he is on the Rift Herald along with One Finger Smash, although we might see a dive in the bot lane. Mega Bro takes half his HP just from one double up as we see the dive come in and a pause comes through in the middle of the dive. So that's pretty interesting. Apparently some lag going on for the Ionian Herald duo.
All right, Carl, I'm not sure where your screen froze. I know we can't move the screen while it's paused. Mine froze right on the dive. I don't know if yours did.
Same. Yes.
Okay.
At the dive.
Just this little snapshot. How do you think this plays out?
I think I'm going to go the Ionian bot lane just kind of walks off.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think the Sen and the Maokai is too hard to actually dive at this point. They're not under the turret, and a very quick flash from Mega Bro to get himself to safety. So I don't think there's any way, but we're back in game right now.
Yeah, here it is.
They just kind of walk away.
They just kind of walk away. All right, there it is.
So yeah, not a bot lane you want to be diving at this point. Both ultimates still available. The flash up for JT that can go horribly wrong in a very short amount of time. I think better to peel off and maybe look for the dragon, although Mega Bro and JT walking out. This could turn into a bit of a brawl. Teleports up for the top laners as well. Here we go. The ultimate stolen from Personify. Dawning Shadow comes across to try to help his team. Bisq goes in with the stolen Zac ultimate. Teleports are coming through as well. The bullet time not going to find its mark. The stopwatch comes through as well. Afra is going to be taken down, shut down by the Talon. Willie Jiao Jiao tries to get himself to safety, but he's going to be chased after by Bisq, who picks up the kill for himself. Ionia doing very well in this fight. 3 members now down for Demacia. Acquiescence trying to get himself to safety, but it's just not very likely. He is taken out by Pure Salt as well, and it's just Personify to stand at the back of the fight and lick his wounds as Ionia wins this fight 4-0 and moves toward the dragon.
Yeah, and a good little fight there. I think Ionia's done really well to be able to win these fights. They're not really, before that fight, I didn't think they were really in a position to go for this dragon, but they were able to pull it out, and they do pick up that second dragon, that mountain dragon. We are going to have that Cloud Soul. Oh, uh-oh. Could be
teleport
going
in the
down.
mid lane. Pure Salt kind of just keels over and dies. This kill borrowed by Willie Jiao Jiao. Not a steal, he's secured, we'll say. On that one in the mid lane. Zooming in, Corvus with that teleport and the speed from that, making the play here, but Bisq has arrived to this fight. Willie Jiao Jiao able to get himself out with the portal, kind of leaving his mid laner possibly for dead. He's going to get not knocked up, but slowed. Bisq chasing onto the tower. Corvus, does he have the taunt available? No, not in time. Bisq picking up that one kill. Now 3-1-3 on the Sylas.
Yeah, so putting us in our place, I guess, right? Jeez,
apparently.
Sylas is looking pretty good here, but yeah, a little bit of civil asset forfeiture coming through from Willie Jiao Jiao, taking that kill. That was an interesting one. It was Personify. Hero plays, Carl.
Trying to save the tower. Looks like he may actually have done so. One Finger Smash drew Tower Aggro with the Bomby Cinder, and he is taken out, although he will be able to finish off the tower. Tempered Fate, just a little bit too late. More forfeiture coming through from Willie Jiao Jiao. Not able to keep his tower alive. But the kill traded for the tower. Acquiescence. Free farming some plates in the top lane.
Yeah, it's a good effort there from the Bard to try and save that tower, but couldn't get it in the end. And, we really have to point something out, and it seems so obvious, but Willie Jiao Jiao has not been in the bot lane for, I would say 3/4 of this game, and it's led to the Lapras being, a level above, a level and a half.
Oh, he's back, though. Speaking of the devil, going straight on towards Mega Bro, taking out a half HP, but the Galio ultimate is here. We mentioned those cross-map plays were available. He is in this fight as Mega Bro has been taken out. JT looking soon to follow. Bisq and Pure Salt are here, though. This could turn into a bit more of a fight. 3 versus 2 in the bot lane, but they are running for their lives. Corvus trying to lay down some punishment, trying to keep his team alive. The borrowed Tempered Fate has turned off the tower. Tower's back on now. Willie Jiao Jiao with a great stopwatch to keep himself alive and buy some time. And the dive kind of goes awry here as Pure Salt is taken out.
Yeah, an interesting dive there. Bisq obviously had the tools to be able to heal themselves through the turret damage. at least a little bit.
Bisk going in for a bit more.
Not sure about this re-engage.
Not entirely sure about that at all. He's shut down by Alaphorus.
Yeah, that's an interesting one there. Maybe Mega Bro was telling him to go in. I have ult, but that ult did not do as much as any of us thought it would. But
more fighting in the top lane. Once again, nice flash ultimate from One Finger Smash. Keep himself to safety.
Yeah, and excuse me, Unstoppable Onslaught is the name of the ability to get out of the little gank there. So that's his,
well played by him. Good to see a redive though, as Personify is still here. One Finger Smash, no ultimate available. He may find himself quite stoppable very shortly. Trying to clear out the wave. Didn't quite hit the back wave, and he is going to be dove now by the Zac and the Aatrox. Not anything he can do under the tower. Personify on a killing spree. The revived Scion not able to get anything. Runs to Acquiescence, says rah rah rah. And Acquiescence just taunts in his face. So that's what we like to see. A little bit of banter here between these teams as pan down back to the bot lane. Alaphorus 2 levels up. As you mentioned, Bard kind of just wandering off, and he's leaving his AD carry.
Yep, and I guess it's fine. I mean, Alaphorus got 2 deaths, so the little strategy they got going here, going on for them is definitely working out, at least to some degree. They've lost that last dragon, though, so I think the bot side of the map pressure might be kind of a weakness of this Bard roam strategy, at least to some degree, right?
Yeah, Alaphorus, he's getting those levels. He's staying alive, has a bunch of kills for himself, but he's not really able to ever push out, right? Because he can just get engaged on a little too easily. So they're ceding some bot lane pressure in favor of Wooly Jiao Jiao's roams. But we'll see if it works out for him. They were able to get at least 1 dragon before they started losing that mountain dragon. So not worrying about the soul just yet, as that will be a while to go. Might see a bit of a gank in the mid lane. Corvus does have flash available. The ultimate has been stolen. Shouldn't do a whole lot. Lands a nice taunt. Is taken out of half HP. Flashes over the wall. Pure Salt going to follow, actually, but Willy Gaga is here. Nice dodge of the stun by Pure Salt. Flashes as well. Just continues vaulting over walls like only Talon can and gets himself to safety.
So, Carl, is Corvus tanky, or does Ionia just not do any damage?
I think both. I think Aftershock is tanky.
Could be both, yeah. I think it could be both for sure, but they're just not doing anything to Corvus, man. Just wading through the damage at this point, and we're going to have that first Cloud Drake of the game coming up right now. Now, these are going to be important because now that you know it's going to be the Cloud Soul, you can really try and stack up these Cloud Drakes, and because that the CDR, the ultimate CDR, can stack on top of each other, I don't think they stack I don't think they stack additively. I think it's like a ratio or something like that, but you could still stack them on top of each other.
You can get a lot of CDR. That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
And a lot of engage ults in this game, so we can see some, these teams have been fighting a ton already. Imagine what that's going to be with a little bit more cooldown reduction, as Willy Gao could find himself just in a lot of trouble. He just kind of goes down to Bisk. Here's the Unstoppable Onslaught. Not going to find its mark. They might just start up the Dragon, though, this Ionian team. Do have the priority on it. No support as well for Demacia, and the Aatrox is in the top lane, so they could just give this up in favor of some pressure. Looks like they're still sticking around. Bullet time to flash over the wall as well, and the Demacia has stolen, and Personify picks up the kill. The Galio ulting in as well. Will they decide to fight this 5 versus 3? Might not have been exactly the correct decision. The Zac passive does get popped. Acquiescence still pushing in the top lane, however. JT very low, but he should survive this. Yes, he does. So 2 kills go over jungler and the mid laner in exchange for just the jungler, as the Dragon goes over to Team Demacia.
And it's so crazy because, I mean, I think it went. Did it go over to Ionia, right? Ionia's red. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but it went over to Demacia. Stolen away.
Oh, they stole it. Yeah, you're right. Okay,
Personify?
yeah, you're right. Yeah. And it's just so weird that, to me at least, that Ionia is like winning these fights and having all this pressure and stuff like that, because they didn't seem to be doing very well anywhere. I mean, just to look at like the KDAs, it's kind of like the best KDA in their team is kind of like middling, like 4-3-4. So it's super weird that they have all this pressure, but I mean, they just also have a lot of weapons too. So I think that's playing into it. We do have the tanks in Galio and Zac that, while I think they provide value to a normal League of Legends team, that that kind of face tanking fight style that you described, how there wasn't a whole lot of range, the tanks aren't really working in their favor as much because they're not really
They're gonna fight this.
Yeah, I can see that. It's
Acquiescence missing every skill here. One Finger Smash gonna get taunted up. Bisk goes in for a bit of a stun of his own. Biz taken very low, but he heals back up to half HP immediately like only Silas can. Willie Jiao Jiao is here. Tempered Fate only hits his own teammate, actually. A counter Tempered Fate comes through. It's a double kill now for Bisk. Caster Curse, I do suppose, flaming him, and he's popping off as JT flashes into this one. They do want a bit more. The bullet time comes across, and there's the engage from Personify as well. Alafris now on a killing spree. Willie Jiao Jiao running for his life, lands a stun, but Pure Salt and Mega Bro have arrived on the scene.
Where's he gonna go?
The heal comes through, he gets over the wall, but he is taken out by Pure Salt. Alafris going to follow as well. The shutdown, 700 gold going over to Tal. That is not what you like to see, as Ionia once again just pulls a fight win out of nowhere.
Yeah, Pure Salt had kind of a rough lane there. Personify was putting in a lot of work in those mid lane ganks, but yeah, like you're saying, that shutdown gold is going to go a long way to getting more lethality items. So this is going to be a very dangerous talent, which is super strange because they're at 20 minutes, right? I mean, he isn't going to like fall off soon or anything, but this isn't by any means the strongest point of the game for talent.
Going in up in the top lane. This is just constant action in this game. 36 kills in 20 minutes for these teams, and almost dead even in gold this far into the game. As Mega Bro runs into Acquiescence, that might not be where you want to be, sir. Trying to get himself out. Pops a flash, but where's he going to run to? See if he has some master plan to get himself out, but Willie Jiao Jiao has arrived. Tempered Fate comes through. That's dodged, but you're a little out of room there, sir. And Mega Bro taken out. Corvus picks up another kill for himself.
Yeah, down goes Alafris. Probably one of the stronger weapons that Demacia has, or not Alafris, excuse me, Mega Bro down there. But that kind of brings us to another interesting point. Do you think this bot lane from the Ionia team is going how they expected? How strong do you feel like this was? Because
who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? This game has been so random. I think it's not a super great representation of this. Like bot lane as an idea. Willie Jiao Jiao was basically never there. They got bullied early. We saw a dive or two on each side. There are 72 souls on the Senna so far, so I think she actually is pretty strong if she's able to stand and fire in a team fight. But there are so many tanks on the side of Demacia. The Aatrox, the Zac, and the Galio are all kind of annoying to hit if you are this Senna, so maybe not the greatest like champion, I guess, into this team. We'll see if she's able to get some just straight armor penetration instead of lethality to help her out a little bit more later on. But I feel like she's actually reasonably strong at this point, despite the 1-5 scoreline.
Yeah, I would say so as well. And also, I think it's critical to note as well that Mega Bro has better scaling than Alafris does. Ooh, Flash used by Acquiescence there to get out of that fight.
They have some damage, although we might see a bit of a fight here. Mega Bro and JT, maybe a little bit overextended, trying to get themselves out. Tempered Fate comes through. Nice dodge, actually, by Mega Bro to get out of that one. JT running as well. The teleport has been expended by One Finger Smash. They might look to re-engage, actually, with the Unstoppable Onslaught. There it is. The ultimate coming through from side. Acquiescence, no flash. He is going to be the one caught out here. Tries to get the heal for himself, but Mega Bro able to pick up the kill with the crit. There's that One Finger Smash. Willie Jiao Jiao knocked up into the air. Looks like they are going to be running away from this. Willie Jiao Jiao gets slowed. W from Senna not going to land on anything. It looks like this should be the end of the fight for now, as the dragon is spawning in just a couple of seconds.
Yep, we got another Cloud Drake, of course, and that'll be coming up soon. But yeah, Ionia is beating down this bot turret here. Trying to get some more damage off on that. Looks like they might go another round. Nope. Just pushing into...
Maybe. Corvus. Is he caught out? Who's catching who has kind of been the motto of this game. You have to feel Willie Jiao Jiao. Could be run at by Pure Salt. Nice dodge away from the Bard here. He's just kind of running after him. There's the portal. Pure Salt decides to chase. He's going to get stunned up. Might find himself in a sticky situation. Has to flash and pop the ultimate as well. Might not be enough. A little bit of a late engage by Personify as well. Not able to get the dragon this time. Does have the passive available. Let's bounce to get himself to safety. Looks like he's actually going to get himself out. Everybody runs around everybody, but nobody goes down.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, as this game continues to progress, we're getting close here to 25 minutes. I think we're going to start to see more and more of the Mega Bro show. I mean, he's pretty much the only champion in this game who's scaling super hard. Especially in terms of just like a damage source for either of these teams. So it might just end up that this game goes so late that Ionia just wins because they have the scaling and Demacia doesn't.
There's the Tempered Faith. There is one of those scaling characters caught out here, knocked up in the air. Corvus just one-shots Mega Bro. He's taken out immediately in the start of this fight. There's a heroic entrance from Corvus, knocking up. The team of Ionia trying to get a Lapras out to safety, but both AD carries have gone down. It's turning into a bit of a wet noodle fight here. Bisk healing up to half HP almost immediately, but it's going to be taken right back down by Corvus. The shutdown onto Bisk, and now Ionia is running for the hills. JT gets the knockback, but he is going to get jumped on. Dodges that away. Pure Salt in the back line of this fight has picked up the kill onto Willy Gaogao. JT running away, buying a bit more time, but he is picked up by Corvus as well. 3 kills for the Galio in that fight as another brawl just kind of randomly breaks out.
Yep, and up in the top lane, One Finger Smash takes out that top turret there for their troubles. So trading a little bit back there, getting some CS under his belt as well, kind of bridging that gap between himself and Acquiescence here, and really the kind of more just expanding the gap. I mean, in terms of gold, he has a lot more gold than Acquiescence does. It's kind of at this point, you know, just turning out how my crystal ball predicted, you know? I mean, you know, the Aatrox pick didn't go so well. I don't know what it is, Carl. I really don't know enough about Aatrox to be like, this is a bad champion, but like, it just never works. So I don't know what's going on.
If you watch the pro teams, it works fine, so not too sure.
I know! That's
not too sure what's going on.
Makes it weird. It's like, I don't know, but
nobody knows. Anyway, this game has just
mysteries.
Been... Yeah, kind of wild. The CS numbers all over the map, kind of switched to the mid laner for Ionia, AD carry for Lapras, or for Demacia in Lapras, tied pretty much here, and then the mid laner Corvus and JT pretty much tied back. So the gold in kind of random places cascaded up on this Talon and on the Misfortune, respectively, of these two teams. So interesting, only 7,000 gold on this Senna on Mega Bro so far. He really showing the power of those stacks rather than the power of farming. 89 missed now on the Senna, so 11 more to go for that 100. Triple digits. A lot of bonus range starting to turn into kind of Caitlyn-esque at this point, and we'll go even higher. 140, I do believe, to be able to outrange towers. So that's kind of a fun fact. Be picking up some more mist here. In the mid lane, as these teams take an uncharacteristic break in this game, we're still far outpacing in 1 kill per minute. We got 43 kills so far, only 26 minutes. So 1.5 kills a minute here, as everybody's kind of just taking a breather, saying, hey, let's wait for these flashes. Come back up before we do decide to fight again, as we might see the Baron dance commenced.
Yeah,
team. Maybe no dance, they're just doing it.
Start it up. Start up that Baron. Here it comes, but
Mega Bro finds out.
Yeah, quickly realizes what's happening, and you know, he's going to call his team up there. Many of them are already in the area. Pure Soul responds almost immediately, and One Finger Smash, really the daddy of the Ionia family here at this point. I mean, he's got so many items, and really just armor. So much armor.
Who needs armor?
Stone Plate, Sunfire Cape, Thornmail. I mean, they do have a Galio. You could build a little bit of armor.
At some point, you might like to see a little bit more MR coming in. Of course, some
Merc treads or something
on that Stone Plate, but maybe he'll get there. He's got 2 more slots, so you never know. He's got that longsword though, kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe wanted to do some more damage. You know, he's saying, hey, you guys are having all the fun. I want in. And he might have that chance. Cloud Dragon, 45 seconds away.
Acquiescence, I don't know if damage equals fun, because Acquiescence has built damage and doesn't seem to be having a lot of fun.
True.
It's got the Death Blade, got the Black Cleaver, and not looking too much better for it. But looks like these teams are going to kind of drop their Baron chances and instead look towards the Dragon Pit. That Dragon's coming up in a little over 20 seconds here. And,
Predator on the bar. Could see some spicy plays here from Willy Gaogao. See if he can make some fun use of that. We do like to point out the Omni Stone. It's always a fun keystone to have around until it gives you, something useless, airy in the middle of a team fight as a burst mage or something. So
yeah,
maybe not what you're looking for, but he has that Predator. Oh, Pure Salt could be a little bit too far forward. Top of the ultimate, Tempered Fate goes well wide. Dawning Shadow comes across. This could just turn into a 5 versus 5. There's a heroic entrance from Galio coming in as well. Corvus tries to go in, but finds himself a little bit isolated from his team. The ultimate from Maokai has come across. It's a 1v5 tank in the backline. Corvus
big bullet time.
But there's a huge bullet time coming across. Corvus picking up the kill. Unstoppable now as they do pick up the first kill in this fight. Traded back. Pure Salt is unstoppable, taking out Acquiescence, but Demacia starting to shine in this fight. Corvus tanking so much damage. There is the unstoppable ultimate out from One Finger Smash, and he is the only member of his team to survive. 4 for 1 for Demacia as they move to Baron.
Yeah, as the tank, you're either the lone survivor or the first to die, right? So, not what he was hoping for, I'm sure, but He makes it out alive there, and yeah, it looks like Demasi is going to be taking this Baron. I think they just pretty much get this for free. Now they're not taking it too fast, but these are some long death timers
no real
on
contest,
Ionia, right?
They should be okay.
So they should be fine. I think the next big fight is going to be over this dragon, and of course, with Demacia having the Baron buff, I think it's going to be a little bit easier for them to get that map pressure they need for the dragon fight. Could pan out, differently. Baron doesn't give you necessarily a direct advantage in a dragon pit fight, but it definitely helps shoving the waves out in beforehand. So we'll see.
Like Ionia should be able to get pressure here, though, because of the recalls after taking the Baron. So we'll see if they're able to just kind of rush it down. Acquiescence has walked up to the top lane, does have teleport, though, but he will have to channel that if they want to fight. Nice stun onto Bisque, but who's catching who? Personify decides, hey, maybe I should turn around. I don't have my team with me. Bisque going around. This could turn into a fight rather quickly. Oh my, Bisque going straight in the middle of his team. Have to wonder about that. He's taken out. Corvus picking up that one. Not entirely sure what the plan was. I bet you love the confidence, though. You do like to see the confidence as Maokai forced to expend that Nature's Grasp to disengage. And it looks like that's going to cost his team the Baron. Or the Dragon, I should say.
Yeah, and I won't lie, Carl. I've done some pretty questionable things for the enemy Krugs myself as a jungler, but yeah, that was pretty rough. That was something else, but definite misplay there, gets picked out, and they drop the dragon for it. Now, what does this mean? This means that Demacia is on soul point. They only need one more dragon to be able to pick up that Cloud Soul, which is going to be fairly important for them, especially if you look at champions like Personify and Acquiescence. That 50% movement speed increase on ult activation is going to be massive for them, right? I mean, Acquiescence is just like this damage healing buff, and now he gets to run faster at you. That's insane. So, that said, probably two of the weaker champions on Demacia's team, and the rest of them don't really benefit as much from the 50%, but from the Cloud Soul, everybody gets just a passive all the time 24/7 10% movement speed increase. That's going to be big for the Bard and Misfortune, right? I mean, Strut's just going to be Uber Strut now, right? No, you can just walk away from people, and that's your kiting right there. And in terms of Chime collection, Bard's going to be golden, right? So if they're able to pick up this Cloud Soul, it could be really, really big for them. They also, now that they have these two Cloud Dregs, it's not like 20% alt CDR. Oh, holy cow, gets caught out by Pure Salt. Death bushes him. That's rough. That's real rough. Just
a little bit too far, a little bit overeager.
Yeah, so I think it's something like, with two Cloud Dregs, something like 18.2% or something like that, ultimate CDR. But yeah, it's just more, right? And with things like bullet time, and really most of their ultimates are super impactful in team fights. They're sitting in a pretty good position here to take things like objectives, even just pushing. We see now they're in all three lanes, just pushing right now. There really isn't too much Ionia can do about it. I mean, we saw the Pure Salt Death Bush. That was one of the few things, right? I was trying to get one of those picks, but other than that, you kind of just have to accept the push here.
It does buy them some time, but yeah, not a whole lot that they can do, Ionia, to get these waves all shoved out at the same time. I want to bring up something we mentioned earlier. Is Corvus just really tanky on this Gallia, or does Ionia not do any damage? He pretty much hasn't built any tank items, and yet he's tanking up these entire fights. We saw in that last fight 1 versus 5 for a little bit in the backline, the taunt and the aftershock giving him so much tankiness. Well, he's still just dishing out the damage. We've seen, double kills, triple kills in these team fights. And so Corvus playing these fights really, really well, able to get some knockups with his ultimate and the taunt damage reduction as well as the aftershock, keeping him alive for so long in these fights.
Yeah, and despite the fasting Senna, just the stats she gets inherently from the mist and everything, she doesn't have like a whole lot of items. I mean, she's got the 2 lethality items finished, and really just here we go. This is a little interesting fight here.
It should turn into a big fight. Alafra is going to be taken out almost immediately, but a great stopwatch to try to buy some time for himself. Tempered Fate as well to keep everybody alive. The knockup not quite going to land, but the taunt, Will 3-man taunt on the top of this. Corvus is legendary. The Guardian Angel is going to be popped from Pure Salt. He's going to be going down straight away. You have to think off of his respawn. Yes, there it is. Acquiescence picking up a kill for himself. He's starting to have some fun on the side of this one, but it's 3 down for Team Ionia as a 5 versus 2 push now in the mid lane.
Yeah, and that Goldie's a 5k gold lead here at this point, and JT and One Finger Smash got to be careful. I mean, they're the tanks, right? So they don't go down easy, but I mean, this is a 4 stack, 5 stack now. of Demacia, so they could be bursted if they're not careful. It could even get dove here. So
You
yeah,
can push
both,
for the end, maybe. Probably not. Only 15 seconds on Bisc, 10 on Mega Bro. But you never know. It is the All-Star game. Who knows what they'll decide to go for?
Yeah.
I think they're going to back off.
They just end it here.
Nice portal edit for themselves. They take the 1 inhibitor and go. Not going to play with their food too much. But
Yep.
picking up some jungle camps and backing off.
Yep, gotta clear the enemy jungle, take away those options from them. Once you have the enemy team shoved in towards the end of the game, it's a really good idea to take these jungle camps because that's one of the few sources of gold they can get kind of semi-safely, right? I mean, once you have the jungle warded up, it's not super, dangerous, I guess, to kind of roam out a little bit into your jungle and take a couple of those camps, try to make a comeback. There's nothing there that you're not coming back, right? So you take a couple of the camps, you'd probably be okay. But yeah, to your point about Corvus and just like being tanky, I would just counter with where's the damage coming from anyway? I mean, Bisc, he's got like Morello and Protobelt. Like I don't
And a Sheen.
Ooh. Yeah. So like not a whole lot of damage. Mega Bro is fasting Senna, has some of those stats, but only 2 items. And after that, it's just Pure Salt. And Pure Salt's had some
just lethality.
Yeah,
against the armor.
It's been an interesting kind of situation with him in team fights. Sometimes he just goes down immediately. Other times it takes a longer. He survives to the end of fights.
The Dragon's up.
But,
they're just giving it up to try to kill Acquiescence. Interesting decision here by Ionia. Didn't just give up the Cloud Soul to kind of run at the Aatrox, who just walked off. Interesting decision making, but the Cloud Soul has gone over, and look at the speed from especially Alafris just strutting through the lane at uber speed here. This Baron should be the last stand, you might think, for Ionia. They have to fight at some point. I'm not sure they can wait until the Elder Dragon comes up. See if they do decide to contest this. Demacia now on the Baron. Pure Salt wandering in. Just not fast enough. Doesn't look like they really want to commit to a fight here. Down to 3.5 K. May not be able to get here. Tempered Fate. What a great Tempered Fate. This could get over the wall though, and he steals the Baron.
Got it!
Baron is stolen away by the Ionian jungler. Wow. Tempered Fate did not catch him. He just walks in, steals it, flashes out, gets himself to safety, and that could be a buffer in the works here.
I was not expecting that. That was a very good steal from Biss there. So well done on that one. But yeah, I mean, it's almost, in Ionia's best interest to just kind of play this slow. They have the Senna scaling. At this point, it sounds like kind of weird to say almost because she's kind of behind in a lot of ways, right? But, the longer they can let this game play out, the longer that Senna scales, right? And at some point, she's going to start getting those the big ranges. And, bullet time coming out from Biss. Does a little bit of damage, but...
Just the Bard one. He's trying to clear out some creeps, would think. But we might see a Zac engage here. Personified decides better of it. Walking himself out. He looks good. Point, but here is the engage. Aatrox is not here. Acquiescence may have to teleport into this fight if they decide to go for it. There's a taunt in the backline. Mega Bro taken out immediately. We mentioned that scaling not in this fight anymore. There's the ultimate from Corvus trying to keep his team alive, but he's now
still
stuck on the wrong side of this wall. Has flashes out, but couldn't really tell if they wanted to commit to that fight or not.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there, but yeah, Acquiescence was like, yeah, there's no way they're losing that. Didn't even consider teleporting. I don't think. He just keeps pushing up himself. Wow, Biss! Oh my, that's crazy. Biss is popping off here in the late game.
He just he looked at him funny and he died.
Yeah, Biss picked up that Lich Bane.
He's so fast.
He is very fast. I don't think they can catch him. I mean, that 10% movement speed from the Cloud Soul isn't out of combat or anything. It's just always up. So he just walks away. That's so crazy. Oh man. We talked about the ultimate having that 50% increase. As soon as he popped that, it was just zoom right out of there, right?
See you later, nerds.
Yeah, I'm getting out of here, but
he's gonna stop for a red buff too.
The Cloud Soul in action. I'm always talking it up. We never get to see it, but very, very crazy. Yeah, now Biss doing a lot of damage to Alafris earlier, right? He's got that Lich Bane now, and that's a big item for him. Gonna have a lot of damage coming through. I'm not really sure on the Silas builds. I'm thinking maybe Death Cap last item. I'm not really sure.
Maybe a Zanya too, if he has been getting blown up in these fights. So
yeah,
stopwatch could be good for him at least to start with.
Yeah, it could be good as well. But kind of,
we might see round 2 here in the top lane.
Yep, but this time Ionia brings 3.
And the fake ultimate Equus. just flashes away. He's running for his life. Galio gonna teleport into this one. Corvus maybe not wanting to be in this situation exactly. Mega Bro has to flash away from Acquiescence though.
Mega Bro says, guys,
in
guys.
an interesting place now. He's Acquiescence saying the same thing now. He might have the counter Galio ult comes through. Tempered Fate as well, negating the knockup, but the taunt should be free out of this one. There's the double taunt. The engagement, Dawning Shadow to try to keep his team alive, but Bisq has gone down. No stasis. We mentioned he might be building it. Did not have it quite yet. Mega Bro very low as well. He's going to be taken out by Personify. That's a double kill for himself as Ionia is now in full retreat, trying to get back to their base. Pure Salt is being zoned off in the side with his JT is going to fall. Acquiescence has picked up that kill, his third of the game. And kind of a wild ring around fight. Did it go in favor of Demacia 3-0? They push into the base. One finger smash, tries to get himself out. Can he get interrupted? Yes, he can. A great flash forward from Personify, putting in a lot of work on this Zac as it's just Pure Salt left to try to defend the base 1 versus 5. One finger smash has gone down as it looks like Demacia going to push toward the Nexus at this point. They may just look to dive Pure Salt a little bit too far on Personify. Overshoots that one a little bit for Pure Salt. Pops the ultimate for by a bit of time, but he is going to be put into the Guardian Angel, and they can just ignore him at this point. They will decide to pad the stats a little bit, pick up the kill onto him, and it is the Demacian All-Star team here picking up the win over Ionia in a 40-minute barn burner. Nexus goes down, a win for Demacia.
Yeah, and a very convincing win as well. But really only in the second half of the game. That first half of the game, I really felt like Ionia was putting in some work. I felt like they were doing really well. So it kind of went back and forth a little bit. I mean, Ionia was winning some fights. Demacia had some pretty hard-won lanes there at the start of the game. I know bot lane was going very well for them. So yeah, it was a very, very interesting game. To be sure, not one of those regular League of Legends games, right, Carl?
Yeah, definitely not. One of those, a little bit more for fun. You could tell the players were feeling that spirit as well and put on a pretty good show, I think. That's, quite a lot of kills that we had in this one. 61 kills, if my math does not fail me. So, 1.5 kills a minute, definitely what you want to see in a game like this. A lot of fun to cast. Good to see the Cloud Soul as well. Led to some fun ring around the rosy plays at the same time. And a lot of good plays, from players on both sides. We mentioned Ionia winning those fights early in the game. They were kind of like losing the skirmish fights, but winning the big team fights that mattered. And that kind of, I think Corvus got strong enough to kind of just crowd control his way to victory. Him and Personify able to just cause so much disruption that the Senna was taken out at pretty much every turn.
Yeah, for sure. And it was going okay, right? I mean, I don't think it was a total failure, but there were a lot of very weak points with the Ionia bot lane. So maybe something to reconsider. That said, that Demacia bot lane was bizarre, right? I mean, Willy Gaga was never in lane, and it was always just a Lapras on Misfortune, one of the strongest ADCs in the game. Right now, just kind of sitting under tower saying, yeah, you can't dive me either. So, this is just not going to work for you.
Yeah, we saw that one attempt kind of go wrong. Bullet time, it turns out, when you're not crowd controlled. Pretty good ultimate for blocking a dive, especially with folks that are not super tanky at that point in the game, especially we're not, once you're able to take up, 10 turrets, tank up 10 turret shots without a ton of problem, it becomes a little bit easier. But diving a Misfortune that early in the game, those outer turrets do so much damage.
Yeah, for sure. But one of those interesting games for sure. I think we're going to transition here. I'm not sure how you wanted to do it, Carl, but we're going to be moving into those fan pick game. That fanfic
that is
game there.
Correct. I think we're going to go to just a brief break for you all while we get that second lobby set up, and we will be back in just a couple of minutes with the fan voted in team. So we have one more 5v5 on Summoner's Rift coming your way. We will be back in just a couple of minutes. We'll see you then. Welcome back, Style Esports viewers, to the Style Esports Season 2 All-Star event. We are back with the fan-voted All-Stars. So, on the blue side this time, it is the Ionian team, Toxic Vayne in the top lane, Demonic Xmas in the jungle, Hanakun in the mid lane, Enderfire and Inti Script in the bot lane.
Yeah, and over representing the Demacia division, up in the top lane, it's Maxwell Sequins, I think that's the name, on that jungle position. It's Kaipora. In the mid lane is Isuck. Down in the bot lane is Black Masu, and bringing up the support position is Astral. All right, so what are we thinking here, Carl? How do you think this is going to go?
I'm expecting probably another bloodbath, to be honest with you. These players are pretty excited to be here, I think. Voted in by the fans, so you got to give the fans what they want, and that is some action. So hope to see that coming through. Interesting number of support bans, actually. Just noticing here. Bard, Swain, you could argue is a support, and Morgana. All banned out. They saw the roaming Bard in the last game, and they said, hey, that's just too much spice for us. We gotta dial that one back a little bit. So that's banned out. And the Jhin, of course. They classic ban here around Style Esports.
Hey, we actually got an Ornn ban. All right. Yeah,
a little bit of love.
Pick ban, everybody. But yeah, I just wanted to ask, did your picks get in, Carl? Because I know a lot of mine did.
Some in, some not. So that's how it worked with elections, as you have. So secret ballot, of course, not going to be revealing too much here, but some of the fan favorites definitely are in, especially the Aphelios. You could say that's a fan favorite.
Yeah,
always
absolutely.
Fun to see in solo queue. It's a fan favorite for Confusion, at least. How does that champion work? Does anybody really know? Who knows? So
I know I don't. I never know.
Apparently they don't either, because we have a bit of a dodge.
Someone said, wait, I can't play Aphelios. Just never mind. Redo the draft. I was feeling myself, but now I'm not.
Yeah, apparently we had a bit of a client bug issue here from Kaipora. So
that's rough. We could see.
You hate to see it. You hate it, but it is the client, so you can't take anything too much for granted.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if the whole thing just crashed right now, it would not surprise me. So, but we are going to get that champion select back up as soon as those technical difficulties are solved, and we'll get back into this one. But yeah, I was going to brag on myself a little bit. I'm pretty sure I voted everyone on the Ionia division. I'm pretty sure I got all my picks in there. But,
you're just an Ionian.
Yeah, I got that one all right. But the Demacia, I think I have like one, so I didn't do so well on that side. But
looks like we know who you're cheering for.
Yeah. I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't say this on air. It might seem like I'm biased a little bit, but I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, these are without a doubt, some very good players in this league. They weren't selected for the selected teams, of course, but there's going to be a lot of situations here where, like, there's only 2 mid laners that can get selected for the all-star teams, right? So if there's like a third mid laner that's like right up there with them, chances are they get voted into the picks, right? And I'm pretty sure that's what we're seeing here, especially up in the top lane between Toxic and Maxwell Sequins. 2 very accomplished top laners for sure. Also down the bot lane, I mean, you got Anti-Script Enderfire, Black Masu, and Astral. Those are some very good bot laners in this league right now. Their teams are, almost undefeated, I believe, on almost all those teams, if I'm not mistaken. So some very good players we're about to watch for sure.
Absolutely. Might be the fan favorites, but that doesn't mean they're not very skilled as well. So should definitely be a good game. We saw a pretty interesting game last game, just fights across the board, hoping to see that one happening again, although we will also see that in the 2 ARAM games that are coming up following the conclusion of this game on Summoner's Rift. So be sure to stick around for that as well. ARAMs are always really fun to cast. You basically just yell a lot and watch people fight. Hopefully the teams aren't too unbalanced, but I get ahead of myself. We're back in Champ Select here for this second game. Picks and bans should remain the same up until the point of the dodge, so we should just be zooming through these here.
Yep, gonna go through these bans fairly quickly, and then we get to see some of these picks. Now, a lot of these players have very tight champion pools. I only say that to say that these bans are, we're seeing a couple targeted bans. We're seeing the Swain, we're seeing the Jhin, we're seeing Nunu as well.
But by and large, it's going to be really hard to ban out both of these teams because there's just so many, classic picks, right? I mean, Toxic Fane Rumble has made it through the first set of bans. You have Anti-Script Zyra that's made it through the first set of bans. Just so many picks that we might actually get to see in this game here, and I'm really looking forward to it. But we got the Aphelios and the Thresh up again, just like we did last time. Yeah, okay. I'm going to see some Kai'Sa. Not 100% Black Master who's got games on Kai'Sa, but if I had to guess, I would say he does. We can take a look at that really quick. How do you feel about Kai'Sa right now?
I think I don't know, I go back and forth. I watch highlights of high elo streamers popping off on it, and I go, hey, that champ's broken. And then I play her in my game, and I go, hey, this champ's terrible. So maybe it's just a me problem, not a champion problem. She definitely can pop off. If she gets a little bit ahead in lane, still has a lot of potential, and there's been a lot of new builds coming through for her. There's been some kind of straight AP builds that I've been seeing, Mana Immune into like Luden's Echo even, just to upgrade that W super early. And also, one of my favorites, the new Essence Reaver Rush build. So you're kind of forgoing that tier in favor of Essence Reaver, which lets you upgrade that Q ability with just the Essence Reaver and another pickaxe. So that can be really fast for her as well. We'll see what kind of a build Black Master decides to go for. But, up against the Aphelios, not a huge range difference, except when he has that sniper rifle. So one of Kai'Sa's biggest problems is that range, and the Thresh plus the Aphelios short range may be able to help her out in this regard. So we'll see how that works out for him. But I don't think it's a super troll pick and can have a lot of potential.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been buffed recently, and it's definitely strong for those who wield it well. We are going to be seeing Olaf here in this game, a champion
which I am
really
hyped about.
Yeah, I really like watching
this champ is
Olaf
so good.
play. So we're going to get to see Kaipor on Olaf. We also might get to see Inti on Nautilus. I'm not sure we've seen that recently, at least. Plays a lot of mages and support type, just kind of enchanter type things. Morgana, Zyra, of course, as well. So I don't think we've seen on many hard engage tanks like Nautilus. So this could be definitely interesting. But Demonic Xmas is going to be on Graves, and that's just a classic. I mean,
Yeah,
Demonic
that is something that we see a lot.
Yeah, for sure. So it's going to be on one of his mains, and the last of the bans are coming through here. Going to take away Toxic Veins. Vladimir and Hanakun's
mid lane pool gets cut real hard.
Yeah, that's as we are losing mages faster than you can say banned. But yet Azir ban is coming through along with the Cassiopeia, both targeted at Isaac and also Black Masu. Black Masu has a couple of games on Azir as well. So you want to be taking away those auto attack mid laners if you're going to be playing the mid laner that they're about to pick.
Do it. Oh, I like the set. I like the set here. Yeah. Set really strong. We haven't really talked about it that much, but super strong top laner at this point, up there certainly with Ornn and Maokai in the tank category. So able to dish out a lot of pain in a short amount of time. So should be good to see in the top lane. A little bit of a break from the Aatrox running it down that we have seen in the league. No Aatrox in this one. Unless they run it mid. You never know.
Yeah, it's not over yet. I wouldn't put it past them.
Nico locked in, and the Zed hover. That would be exciting.
That definitely would be exciting.
Do it.
Give us the Zed. Yeah, okay. We got the Zed.
We want to see assassins in the mid lane.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm hoping everything just kind of spreads out just like I expect it to, and nothing's super bizarre, and everything looks pretty good. Okay, all right, awesome. But yeah, essentially, Ionia is saying, it lets us play the Ornn or it gets the set again. Here comes the set pick. But and Smaxwell, another accomplished Mordekaiser in the Style Esports League. There's quite a few here at this point. Mordekaiser is fairly popular, but this is an interesting top lane. I'm pretty sure this just goes straight to set, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong about that. And
we playing Kai'Sa mid here?
Oh boy.
Question mark?
Okay.
Hopefully they're aware.
I thought it was locked in at 20 seconds.
Oof.
Maybe I was wrong about that.
It's the All-Star game. Who cares?
Yeah, right. We can see Zed.
They're saying who needs the rules?
Yeah, not us. That's for sure. But yeah, I think we're in for a good one here. These are some very good champions. I mean, between even just Olaf, Aphelios, and Set would kind of make
a game into a
Yeah.
real fireworks festival. But there's some really good champions here. I mean, Thrash, Nautilus. It's a very high pedigree game for sure.
Absolutely. Not a whole lot of crowd control, actually. For the Demacian team, pretty much just the Thresh. Mordekaiser pullback does count as well, but mid AD carry and jungle, pretty much crowd control free for this Demacian side. So they might have a little bit of trouble engaging fights if they are looking to hard engage, whereas it's a little bit easier with the Nautilus or the Gravitum Ultimate from Aphelios or Set, just kind of running at you, ulting somebody, and then doing sit-ups while you fall apart. So see if they have any trouble with engagement here on the Demacian side, but shouldn't be that hard. You can always just send Olaf in, just run at their face and say, "Hey, go!" Just run in, kill everybody.
Yep, get in there, get CC free, get in there. But it really seems like across the map, top to bottom, that it's less about like a cohesive team comp and more about this is what I play best. This is what I'm gonna win lane on.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So that to me makes it even more exciting. It's kind of like, this really is, instead of just a group of random all-stars from one division versus another division, it's Toxic Vein versus Smaxwell, right? It's Demonic Xmas versus Kaipora. So we're in for a real shootout here, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. But...
Absolutely. Each of these players kind of saying like, "Hey, I'll be the one to carry. Give me my champ, and I'll pop off for you." So hopefully there's some popping off going on both sides. Another little brawl. We had 1.5 kills per minute last game, almost exactly on the dot. So we'll see what we can get in this game. What do you think, X-Man? Taking the over on that? Over under? 1.5 kills a minute.
So I think I gotta go under. I mean, it really seems like both teams are just trying to, like I was saying, like they want to play champions they're proficient with, and they want to just try to like win lane. So I think we're gonna see a lot slower of a game. But I have a history of saying that, and then the game just kind of devolves into a Clown Fiesta, and it's like 100 kills at 20 minutes or something like that. But yeah, I think we're in for a slower game here.
Okay, you're going for the under. I gotta go for the over then. You kind of left me no choice. It's no fun if we agree, so I'll go for the over. Over 1.5 kills a minute. I'm going for a kind of just a early game takeover here by the Demacian team. I'm going 32 kills in 20 minutes, right over that 1.5 mark for that Demacian team. That's what I'm going for. Maybe even a quick soul, 22 minutes in, end off the soul. Not sure about that. We'll see what that is, but I gotta go for it. Otherwise, it's no fun if we just agree all the time.
There's no tension, right? You got to get the tension in there. But I just, speaking of tension, I don't know if my heart can handle that many kills per minute. I think I'd probably just just fall out of my seat. But yeah, that would really be something if this turns into just fight after fight, back to back. But we're just gonna look at some of these keystones here. I'm not seeing anything crazy. You see anything crazy?
Yeah. I don't think the phase rush on Graves is that crazy. It looks a little odd, but I do think that is reasonably standard now on Graves jungle after those changes. Still not quite used to him not having electrocute, but
yeah,
it's pretty good for him. Conqueror's in the top lane, of course. What else? Halo Blades Kaisa is the new thing. One of the main things that brings her back to prominence now. She's able to burst a lot easier, which is really important for her now. A lot of the builds kind of centered around that Halo Blades auto attack speed and then W or Q bursting. So see how much one-shotting Black Masu is able to do here in the bot lane.
Oh man, I'm almost feeling like I'm watching an older game of League of Legends. Just look at these summoner spells. I mean, this is some season 8 stuff, you know?
That's true.
Yeah, we got all you need is the exhaust down on those supports, and you'd have it all set up. But completely even across, unless I'm missing something, both sides.
Nope, we're matched up.
These teams have exactly the same summoner spells, so that is very interesting to me. I mean, we've seen a lot of teleports in funny places recently. Things like barrier, cleanse as well, kind of sneak their way back in. Exhaust making a bit of a comeback. So it's kind of crazy that these are so classical, I guess would be the term. Traditional, maybe. But yeah, it's pretty strange almost.
Yeah, we're just going for those classic summoner spells. Got to do it. As long as they don't bring back the Ardent Sensor meta with them, I'll take it.
Nah, I'll take the Ardent Sensor. I like the Ardent Sensor.
No comment on that. I even played AD carry and it was no fun. I play AD carry, Ardent meta, no fun. The other guy always gets it first, and then you're just toast.
Yeah. Yep. No, it was not great. I will
But
give
we've
way on
moved
that
on.
one,
We've
but
moved on.
we have moved on. I actually no, I don't think I've moved on from Ardent
Oh.
Sensor Diana at the start of this season.
Oh.
I think I still have nightmares about that.
Ardent Sensor causes problems wherever it goes.
It really does. It's a very strange item, but now we're moved on. Now now we've made it past Ardent Sensor here. Yeah, man,
That's true.
it's difficult to say because there's not a whole lot going on in terms of team fights, which is so strange in competitive League of Legends. I mean, normally you could just go down the list and be like, no, this champion's gonna have a really great team fight, ultimate stuff like that. A lot of these champions have like single target, very kind of solo queue ultimates. Nico would be a notable exception, but beyond that, you're kind of looking at a very 1v1, very kind of lane focused team comps here. And it doesn't really leave much to the imagination, right? I mean, you just got to kind of, wonder who wins each individual lane. And for that, I don't want to, I don't know, give away like too much bias or anything. I would say, these two players are just better. They're just going to win or anything like that. And to be honest, I don't really feel that way about any of these matchups. Like genuinely, these are all very good players. But how do you feel in particular? The one I'm thinking about is this bot lane. How do you think this bot lane is going to go? Because I just can't really conceptualize, how this is playing out. I would imagine Black Masu and Astral are going to have the advantage in the early game. Enderfire having to scale a little bit, but I mean, Aphelos isn't bad level 1, level 2, right? He just kind of scales super hard.
I would probably take the Aphelios Nautilus lane if I had to play this, 15 times. Probably would take them over the Kaisa Thresh, just because if the Nautilus is able to land hooks, Enderfire with the Aphelios is able to follow up super, super easily. Just able to land the Gravitum, get another root down, perhaps, sniper rifle, and as well, that Chakram stacking can be huge as well. So I think there's a little bit more potential for the bot lane here on the Ionian side, but, Thresh Kaisa also has the potential to just blow Enderfire up. If he gets hooked, auto tech QW from Kaisa with that Halo Blades can lay down a lot of punishment. So it's definitely not an obviously one-sided bot lane. But I think, especially at like that BF sword half an item completion stage, that Black Master and Astral could have the advantage in terms of raw damage, but they do kind of lack a little bit of utility. So see how that happens. Interesting jungle start. We saw some interesting stuff in the last game, and we might see it here as well. Multiple Nautiluses. Not a lie, that could be. Who knows? But it turns out it's not a lie, and they do walk themselves. Ooh, maybe walking back in. Demonic Xmas drops that ward. Big fan of that ward. It's going to be a little bit late if he decides to recall, so it looks like he will just walk back. But we could see some action here. The double invade psyched him out. Astral might have given up the game.
Bush.
Does he hook it?
No, they're waiting for better targets. Wait for
Enderfire. Enderfire could find himself in all sorts of trouble.
They're still holding on to it. Okay. All right, holding their cards
They're
close
playing
to their
the long
chest.
con. The red buff's up. This could be a party.
Yep,
this could be a party in a real quick
here
way.
They come.
The ward goes down. Enderfire sees them. Now they run for their lives. Enderfire pops the flash. Gets himself to safety. Could be a smite fight. Demonic Xmas not able to get that one. Astral flays Demonic Xmas back. They do run for their life. There's a hook. In the meantime, onto Isaac. He may have to flash out of this one. Just kind of walks his way to safety, actually. And everybody walks out, but the buff's been taken by K-Pora.
Yeah, so in spite of all of that Ionia early level 1 invade there, it's actually Demacia that's able to pick up the invade and get the buff down. So not the way I thought that was going to go, for sure. But
I don't think that's the way anybody would have predicted that.
Yeah,
that was
fun to
pretty
watch.
long odds on that happening. Okay, let's see. We're going to get the red buff and no one's going to die. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not what anybody would have thought. But
yeah, First Blood's still up. So I think that probably benefits Demacia a little bit more. I think their comp is just a little bit better early game. Most of that, for me, is coming from Olaf and Kaipora.
Agree,
so I think they might have the advantage if they can get that First Blood.
They gained a lot of pressure in the bot lane, too, off of that play. They were able to get down there first and shove in the wave, and that matters so much in the bot lanes these days, where that level 2 advantage matters a ton. And just having, like, tempo, essentially. It's not even really, like, are you ahead in gold and levels? It's just, do you have that tempo advantage? Are you pushing in? It's just that kind of psychological edge that actually matters quite a lot, I think, in the bot lane right now. So that's over to the side of Demacia as they shove that in, although may get pushed back out by the Ionian side in just a couple of waves.
For sure. Now the jungler's going at it. Demonic Axis might be in trouble. Kaipora
Not sure you want to fight.
found
Not sure you want to
them.
fight that.
Yeah, I think I'd be running for the hills if I was
Smite.
Demonic, but
Double smite, and they all just kind of walk off again.
yeah, I was gonna say he's a little bit better at Graves than I am, so maybe he knows better. But yeah, I don't think I would fight the Olaf there. But they do both make it out alive on that one. Kaipora getting a little bit of clout, if nothing else, just saying, yeah, I could just walk into your jungle and then walk out whenever I want to. So keep that in mind next time you're clearing camps. But they're going to make their way back to their Krugs and start those up. Neither jungler critically really getting ahead or falling behind on that play.
Yeah, not really. They just kind of walked at each other's head high and then walked off, and nobody got the gromp. So essentially just a waste of time for both of them. You can see the CS numbers pretty low for them so far. In the jungle, Black Masu, we saw go for a little recall and pick up a cull for himself. I kind of like this. Didn't give up that much farm for it, actually. He's only going to be down. Actually, he should be up in farm if he's able to get all of those that are in front of him. So barely missing out on any XP and getting that cull, kind of an investment for a little bit later in the game.
Yeah, an investment is right, and I also like it too, right? You want to convert some of that power you have in the early game and bring that into the late game, right? So as soon as he gets those 100 points onto it, he's going to get a little bit of a spike back when he needs it, right? So yeah, definitely a good pickup for him there. One we don't see too often, I'll admit. I know, at least I don't anyway, but just,
I think people just forget about it a lot.
I normally I'm like, I think it's that site support item. I'm like, oh yeah, that's site
Party in the
item.
top lane, but it's
Oh,
a bit of
wow.
a failed flash from Smaxwell. He's going to find himself in the death chamber. First blood goes over to Toxic Vein. Smaxwell, not sure what he was hoping for with that flash. It does not work out for him.
Yep, doesn't work out for him at all. And against all odds, Toxic Vein picks up first blood, even with Kaipora breathing down their neck. So well played there by the set. And something we haven't really been talking too much about because there hasn't been too much action. And in fact, both of them have full health with these mid laners sitting almost dead even in CS. Hanakun just has to clear the last of this wave to be back even. But yeah, they're both fairly even just now. Not too much going on there. And even as I say that, Isaac might be looking for some kind of realm. No, just going to come back now and back to the monotony.
Kind of the opposite of last game.
Lane. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. I think it's going to be a little bit slower. I think, both these teams' comps kind of depend on winning lane. Oh, Demonic is
one more
trouble.
Oh, the flash. Not really achieving a whole lot, but flash for flash. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
what a hook. Gets the ignite down. Does he have the auto deck? Yes, he does. Astral picks up the kill on a Demonic Xmas. Black Mass, who could find himself in trouble, but Kaipora is here as well. Isaac waiting in the wings. Kaipora, the Undertow after Undertow coming through Olaf. This early game champion. Indie script so very low. Will the Undertow connect onto him? It does not look very likely. Enderfire could be in all sorts of trouble as well.
Oh, the hook.
Indie trying to go back in. Isaac actually taking a lot of damage here. Black Masu. There's a flash forward for Isaac. The ignite is down. Will he pick up the kill? Is going to be traded back. Black Masu picks up the kill, and Indie script living up to the name goes down as well. Black Masu picking up the kill onto Enderfire, and the jungler Kaipora picking up the kill onto Indie script.
Yeah, and this Olaf is only getting bigger, right? I mean, to be honest, I think Kaipora could just look to solo the dragon here. I mean,
yes. Probably.
He's got a lot of pressure, but I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I think he's looking for Hanakun here, but nothing going to happen there. But anyway, yeah, the point being, Kaipora is huge right now. 202, 21 CS, 2,500 gold, looking very, very good. They could back right now, probably complete their jungle item, I think. Might have lied about that one. I think they're 300 gold short or something. But they're getting close, so doing very, very well here. And that is not what you want, right? I mean, you kind of want the Olaf to just go even in the mid lane. In the early game. Oh, this could be close.
Ulti's traded.
Okay,
did some damage, but in the end, they all just kind of wander off, say, hey, okay, I respect. You can have your lane. And they walk back.
Yeah, even when they fight, they still go even and nothing happens.
Demonic Xmas is here, though. If the root gets landed by Hanakun, this could be an engage. He wasted W, actually. I suck using that shadow, so he should find himself just taking out Demonic Xmas. Nothing to do there. Red buff slow. A little bit too much for him, and the Zed goes down.
Yeah, we're already seeing Demonic use some of that Graves power to try to claw their way back in the game. With that kill, they're almost dead even back with Kaipora. Graves, of course, famously can clear the jungle very fast. It's unfortunate for him he's up against Kaipora and Olaf, who can clear the jungle just as fast, if not faster, right? I mean, Olaf can just shred through camps, throwing axe after axe. So, yeah, both these junglers can just hard farm and, really get really big.
Dragon started up, though. Something we had highlighted that Demacia might want to be looking for. Kaipora is here, but just not anything to do. And the first dragon of the game does go over to the Ionian side, but we might see a fight here. Undertow is coming through. Enderfire pretty low. Astral has those Moby boots. Can he land the hook? Hook not quite going to land, but Kaipora is still here. Not level 6, though. Not able to get rid of any of that crowd control, so they decided to call it off, at least for now.
Yep, even Olaf needs bot lane priority on occasion and doesn't get it there. Demonic Xmas is able to pick up that first dragon for their team. That Mountain Drake, that next one's going to be an Ocean Drake, so no Ocean Soul this game. Could be another Cloud that we saw from the selected game.
Could be fun, could be fun.
Yep, or it could be an Infernal Soul, which would be pretty nuts here. There's a lot of damage on the map right now, Carl.
Yeah, absolutely. These teams can't even imagine these fights going on with Infernal Soul. So many 1-versus-1 ultimates, as we mentioned earlier, would just be beefed up even more by that extra damage from the Infernal Soul. Not to mention the statistics coming through from those Infernal Dragons as well could turn this into even more of a mess at this point, as Kaipora saying hello in the bot lane, exerting some influence.
Yeah.
And stopping some recalls.
Saying hello's right. Waste their time 2020. Gotta stop those backs, but it is a little bit of value, I suppose. So that is something, but
makes him feel good.
Yeah, makes me feel good. That's for sure. I'm not really sure. I mentioned it'd be a slower game. I wasn't really expecting it to be this slow. I think
you still almost got to kill a minute. So
yeah, about
just feels slow.
Yeah,
it's kind of in a farming pattern.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. And
Demonic
Xmas, yep, start up that Herald. They're actually going to pick that one up uncontested. So Kaipora not looking too good in the objective department. Pretty strange for Olaf, actually.
Yeah, just like a step behind the pace of the game, it seems like, for Kaipora this game. A little bit behind on that Dragon, a little bit behind on the Herald. Have to think maybe there was so much fighting he just got a little bit set behind or knocked out of his rhythm that he might otherwise have had. But still 2-0-2 on this Olaf. Still very scary and not somebody that you want to run into in a dark alley in the jungle.
Yeah, for sure. Olaf has a lot of potential to be able to just 1v1 anyone, right? But at this point, he's pretty far behind. He's level 6. Pretty much everyone else on the map is at least level 7. The Ionia bot lane is a notable exception, also level 6. But yeah, he's just kind of really behind now. I think a lot of that is sometimes Olaf can kind of bait themselves into thinking, I could just, pull off tons of ganks now because I'm so strong. And you just kind of end up getting a little behind, especially up against Graves, right? Because Graves could just hard farm and, speed the pace of the game up so much that there's physically not enough fighting you could do to keep up. You just got to stay in your jungle sometimes, right? You just got to clear camps and make sure you're doing your time and getting those camps down before you can.
Astral, ooh, what a dodge!
Misses, but doesn't.
Still be taken out. You have to think here. Doesn't have the flash to get enough distance. Does actually use it, but doesn't get himself to safety of the box. Not enough crowd control either. As Black Masu now has to try to defend a potential dive. Might be able to. Has flash and his ultimate up. No depth charge from Inti script. But he decides to give up the tower plates, which you think makes sense. Kaipora is lurking. This could turn into a bit of a fight. The teleport looks like this is going to be a fight. The teleport coming through. Smaxwell has arrived on the scene. Toxic Vein has not channeled his yet, although he does have it available. Indie script going very low. He's going to be the first.
Oh, there we go.
Are going to be taken out of this fight almost immediately. He actually flashes away from Smaxwell. Does he have the Q? Yes, he does. Smaxwell picks up that kill. Kaipora dodging away from the true damage. There is Isock picking up the kill onto Demonic Xmas in the background, as well as Toxic Vein has arrived on the scene, doing very well for himself, picking up a couple of kills. Didn't quite see where he was able to pick those up, but he does go down in the end. Black Master with a nice flash to keep himself alive.
Yeah, so Kaipora managing to keep stacking that KDA despite being behind, getting those last hit on the champions. We got that dragon coming up in about 50 seconds, that Ocean Drake, and then the soul will be revealed, and we'll get to know what we're dealing with here. But at this point, I really need to see Kaipora making a play for this. The Olaf tends to really want to have that objective control, especially early in the game. And
so often for Olaf, the dragons are a big win condition. So I would really like to see them pick up this dragon. You know, here at this point, I feel like it's kind of their best bet. Now, it's unfortunate that Anderfire's Aphelios is so fed right now. Not like super ahead or anything, but it's definitely one of their stronger lanes. So it's going to be a bit of a fight if they want to get this dragon.
Yeah, absolutely. Do want to point out Black Mass, who has upgraded his Q at this point. So he has the Mana Immune with enough stacks, got that tier relatively early, has had enough stacking time on that to upgrade that Q. So watch out for the one-shot potential on that. Wasted the Flay, Enderfire finding himself very low. There is that burst damage. We talked about Black Masu ripping through Enderfire. He is taken out. Lantern forward as well. Black Masu, that Q just doing so much damage. Demonic Xmas forced to flash away. Astral maybe a little bit too far forward, but the hook comes out. Death Sentence, but the Dredge Line forces it back. Demonic Xmas taken out by Black Masu. The stopwatch to keep Astral alive. He is going to find himself falling at the end of this. Black Masu ultimate not quite available to chase this Inti script. Very low. Ooh, Undertow almost lands on him. Not quite able to take him down. He's playing a dangerous game in the bot lane.
Yeah, he certainly is, and really, both sides are just kind of one hit away from killing the other. Anti-Script just has to hook one of them, right? And it should be a fairly, you know, guaranteed kill, but also has a shield here as well, so... hits that minion.
He's going down. There's that upgraded Q.
Yep, yeah, it can't hit the minion, that's for sure. Gotta be able to hit a champion, but that was pretty rough.
Enderfire could die here, actually. In a duel, if he's able to, if Black Master's able to get an isolated Q on him, he has 2 levels up on him. He could die actually. Doesn't look like he's gonna go for it. Might be a little bit too ham for my liking. There's the crit. So the call actually was just cashed in for Black Master as well. So he has quite a lot of money in his pocket if he's able to spend it. Looks like he's gonna be recalling as his team starts the dragon. So a little bit of anti-synergy maybe.
Yeah, a little bit questionable there, but
Enderfire could be taken out though. They know he's there. Isaac doesn't go for it. Maybe not sure where the support was. He's going for it now, though. And he doesn't go for it.
I don't think they have tracking on Demonic Xmas.
Yeah.
I think if I were them, I'd probably be expecting the Graves to be hovering around the dragon. He's top side of the map, but I would probably be expecting him to at least maybe be around. So maybe that plays
script in the top, too.
Yep. Oh, yeah. The Nautilus is upstairs now, I guess. And
he's just chilling.
Demonic Xmas is walking to Kaipora's jungle, something I probably wouldn't advise.
A repeat of what we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Did I collapse on this? They decided to back off.
Yeah, they're gonna back off there, but Kaipora's really made a bit of a comeback here. He's got about I'd say 600 gold on Demonic Xmas, which is really crazy because the Graves was so far ahead just a little while ago, but just a lot of kills, a lot of fighting going on, and Kaipora is able to get back up ahead. And this counter gang up in the top lane goes pretty well. Now down in the bot lane with Enderfire being by themselves,
he can be dove so easily.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm not really sure if this is worth it if Inti can't.
This is a totally free dive. And there it is. Astral might.
Oh,
I think he's okay.
Oh, very close there.
He is okay, but there is that upgraded Q. I don't want to harp on it too much, but it has been buffed recently. It's so strong for Kai'Sa. You just rip through minion waves, you rip through champions, and as we saw, ripping through Enderfire there. Inti-script, I'm not sure you want to fight this, my dude, but he backs off. Comes to his senses as the Herald has been started up again.
Yeah, this could be
just a little bit late.
Fight, but Demacia. Yeah, showing up with numbers, but not close enough.
He might decide to fight. Kaipora onto Demonic Xmas here as the fight has taken both sides. Demonic Xmas able to take down Kaipora as the set picking up a kill onto Smaxwell as well. Isaac takes the shadow back, but not able to get anything tricky down as the Herald goes over and 3 kills as well to Ionia.
Yeah, and Set does some setups. Gotta get the setups in after you get the double kill. It's really important. But, oh, triple kill maybe if Astral isn't careful. No, gonna walk away from that one there. Doesn't pick up the kill onto the enemy support, but
Herald spawned.
In the mid lane, down goes the outer turret. The inner turret isn't long for this world either. As you mentioned, the Herald is channeled, and that's going to get the charge off. Maybe they'll be able to get this tower down, actually. They have Enderfire here. Yeah, don't quite get that one. It gets it real close, though, right? That's almost just as good. You can kind of put that one in the back pocket and say, we'll just take that later. But yeah, just no epic monsters coming up anytime soon. Looks like both teams tracking the top side of the map, maybe in anticipation of this Baron, but it isn't for a while yet. That said, it's never too early to get vision control over an area if you have control wards.
It probably is.
Oh, we stopped the
actually.
recall. I don't know if he knows it though.
I'm not.
He's fine.
I don't know how he could have known someone was in there, but I.
Spidey senses were tingling.
I guess maybe a bit of the
Isaac might be getting baited here.
the ESP, but
Oh, he is getting baited. We'll see if it works out for him. Enderfire taking a lot of damage. Don't think that's enough to get him. Yeah, there it is. The
wow,
Two
okay.
land shurikens taking him out. Isaac, can he get himself to safety? Dodges back to the shadow. Doesn't even need to expend the flash there. Well, there he would have done.
Yikes.
Collateral damage coming through. Isaac taken out of this one as a familiar sight. Black Masu and Astral fighting in the top lane. Toxic Vayne gonna try to get the kill onto Astral, but he flashes away from this, and that is a shutdown going over to Black Masu. This Kaisa is so strong at this point.
Fellas, I'm not sure if all that was worth it for the kill on the enemy support. But Toxic Vayne does expend all of those cooldowns to try and get some damage off on Astral. Doesn't get it. Eventually dies himself, loses tower too. So, what do you think, Carl? Worth? I would say not so much.
I'm gonna go no. Don't think that was worth it. They did get the teleport out of Maxwell, so.
Oh, Inti-Script gets sent into the death realm from a death bush.
Not sure if Maxwell has the damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is not.
Oh, he's starting to get like a truck actually. Anti-Script able to get himself out though, but Enderfire just gets one shot. There's that burst.
Empowered Q? Yeah, I was gonna say the empowered Q hits different.
Oh my, he is so fast, but he has ultimate available on Black Masu. He could outplay this.
The home guard from the Black Lagoon, that teleport home guard, is just so crazy. I don't think I would have been able to keep my composure the way Black Masu just did for that one. Yeah, they do make it out. Toxic Vayne isn't able to lock down the Kaisa. It's very interesting there. Now, we do have those epic monsters coming up just now, both of them coming up in 10 and 15 seconds respectively. We got the Baron coming up, followed shortly by that Cloud Dragon. It is going to be a Cloud Soul. I don't think we mentioned another Cloud Soul here. And there's a couple champions that can really benefit from those on these teams. A couple notable ones are Toxic Vayne with Set, and also Kaipora on Olaf. I mean, these are just crazy champions that they can pick up this Cloud Soul. Both teams have a dragon. So
this doesn't look like the greatest. Astral, see ya later. Just a little bit too far forward. Isaac dodging the Pot Blossom as well with the stopwatch to dodge that one back.
Oh, wow.
Taken out. She is not long for this world. Traded back. So mid laner for support, but Isaac could find himself in all sorts of trouble. Seems to have actually juked the majority of the team. And he just walks out around the side. So a 4 versus 4 now, but no mid laner available for the Ionian team. This could be a good fight. Black Masu is here. He has been CC'd. Can he keep himself alive? There is the ultimate to keep that shield on himself. Inti-Script going very low as well. Maxwell in the middle of the team. Toxic Vayne tries to get the ultimate, but it's not going to be enough. There is the passive from Black Masu. He is godlike now. Isaac picking up a kill on the Enderfire as well. Demonic Xmas kiting backwards, but he may have to just cede this dragon over to Demacia as they pick up another fight win and should collect their second dragon of the game.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy about this mid lane and about Isaac on Zed is that I really feel like Anakun won that lane. But now Isaac here, after laning phase, is just picking up so many kills in these fights over epic monsters and stuff like that, getting all these picks, that he's really made a comeback here. Even ahead now over Anakun, about almost 300 gold now. So quite the little lead there. Oh, here we go. Pot Blossom channeled, but Black Master is able to get out of that one with a Lantern. And that gold lead is sitting at about 4K.
I don't know if you want this fight. This is a very strong Kaisa. Nice hook.
Oh, hook gets
this isn't really a fight you ever win necessarily as Demacia, but you can definitely make it painful. Black Master is still pretty much untouched. This could go terribly wrong. There is the ultimate from Nautilus as Black Master has kited his way out. Might actually go down to the Aphelios ultimate. He does the Chakram, so forced to eat my words. Inti-Script surviving that one in a 3-for-1 rather in favor of Ionia.
Yeah, and I wouldn't blame you for having your doubts about that one. Pretty sure he survived that fight with like 50 health, so calculated, right?
Oh, and the Death Realm.
Oh boy.
Fire. He's going to be taken out of this one. The Realm of Death is just that.
That's rough. So, I mean, that's definitely worth the cooldown from Mordekaiser to be able to pick the enemy ADC like that. Just really Enderfire not respecting those abilities, but
picks up the QSS just now.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He says, "Get me out."
Nope, not doing that again. Okay. But yeah, he was just so far up in lane. I mean, he's all the way up at the inner turret and just trying. He was by himself too, right? I think so.
He's just kind of hanging out.
Some interesting positioning there from Enderfire.
to say the least. But also, I hadn't really realized, but Enderfire is 6-8-3. It's a lot of deaths.
That is certainly a lot of deaths. Had not noticed that either.
Yeah, so
yeah, that's a lot of dying. But hopefully he can get some nice ultimates. He has that QSS to keep himself alive. Rune and Hurricane as well for a little bit more AoE. That same item has been completed by Black Masu here as Toxic Vein. Nice unconscious dodge, I guess you have to say. Getting away from that undertow.
Yep, managing to dodge that one with the crystal ball in tow. Anti-Script misses the crucial Q.
Oh, Black Masu, they could just kill Anti-Script here. Nice flash. The hook. Enderfire well dodged, actually, there in the mid lane. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Isaac going to be trying to get the kill onto Hana. Back up in the mid lane. Black Masu has picked up a kill onto Anti-Script.
No.
Finished off in the bot. The Zed, Master of Shadows, has picked up that kill. What a hook by Astral over the wall. Demonic. Aximus having to get himself out. The undertow coming through. The Graviton ultimate not going to do a thing against the Olaf, although it will do something against Isaac. He is taken out almost immediately as the Demacian team maybe rethinking this fight. Enderfire, another nice dodge as the Demacian's been... that was working out better for us until it suddenly wasn't.
Yeah, and these Isaac Hanakun 1v1s are starting to go...
See ya.
Yeah, jeez. Enderfire goes down once again for 9 deaths, but yeah, these 1v1s between the two mid layers are starting to get real one-sided in favor of Isaac. Still has a lot of deaths, right? But at this point just does so much damage. Has so many ways to be able to dodge things like Pop Blossom and roots and damage and stuff like that, that it's really starting to become the situation where you don't want to send the Nico.
They might look for Baron
to face off with Zed. So yeah, it looks like they're looking for Baron, but Isaac was briefly passing for the bot lane, is now also moving towards Baron, I think.
Maxwell. I don't know if you want to duel that guy. You can just kind of pick one and fight him. Might look for the ultimate on Anti-Script. No. Walks himself back. Oh, the hook almost landing. These hooks just millimeters away from landing by Astral. But watch out for that Baron. Black Masu does this Baron incredibly quickly, as we may be about to see here. As he is onto it. Has upgraded his Muramana item up into the Muramana, rather, and he kind of hits this Baron like a truck. We can see big swaths of damage coming through for him. Astral and Maxwell kind of lying as the buffer zone here. The Baron does just go over to Demacia, and they look to fight now. Anti-Script taken out at half HP. We'll see how the Pop Blossom does transpire in this fight. There's the ultimate from Enderfire, but it just doesn't do a whole lot. He's going to be taken out immediately by Isaac, who dodges away from the Pop Blossom, which is also dodged by the Ragnarok of K-Porus. He's going through this fight. Maxwell doing his best to tank up on the other side. Toxic Vein to be taken out as well. They only lose Isaac. The flash forward from Black Masu. That's the aggression you want to see. And he comes in with the ultimate as well. The ace coming through. 5 for 1 for the Demacian team at the end of that Baron as they push down the mid lane.
Yeah, the Demacia team has done very well this game, just to force their advantages where they can get them.
This could be the end.
Yeah, I think it definitely could be. I mean, the death timers on Ionia.
Enderfire's alive. Hanakun and 10 could be looking for the end here. Their eyes are on the base. This could be a bit of a through the front door, just traditional base ending back. Black Masu going for the recall. Does actually recall. Not sure about that situation. Astral going down as Demacia team seem to kill the inhibitor and then just kind of lose their fire as they do back away from this one. Black Masu just saying, hey, I'm out. See ya. Getting that Infinity Edge and he's out.
Well, they got painfully close there, right? And they do have the dragon up, so I feel like they probably timed those resets just so they weren't on the back foot for this dragon play. And they are going to be able to pick this one up fairly quickly. Like you're mentioning, this Kai'Sa takes objectives very fast now at this point. That Q is hitting like a truck, so...
has picked up the Infinity Edge too since the last fight, so even stronger now. Yeah, quite a bit so. Those crits, 25% more crits plus the damage buff. That is a very scary AD carry. We were questioning how good the Kai'Sa might be at the start of this game. Yeah, if she gets ahead, this is what you can see.
Yeah, absolutely. And as of most ADCs, gotten wildly ahead. Do you think there's a world where Enderfire can outscale the Kai'Sa at this point? It would be pretty long game for that to happen, I would think.
Yeah, there's just not time. He's too far behind at this point. I don't think that means that he can't be useful in team fights, but I think the Black Masu will always be a little bit more so. Anti-Script's trying to flash himself to safety. We might just see the ult from Black Masu. There it is. Killer Instinct comes forward. He has shown that Killer Instinct throughout this game, picking up his 11th kill. Toxic Vein trying to pop the haymaker, but it just doesn't look like it's going to work out. Black Masu waits patiently for the death round to end, and it turns out it was Toxic Vein's death at the end of that one.
Yeah, kills Toxic Vein midair. That's rough.
Yeah, that's got to be painful.
Shot
more
him
ways than
out of
one.
the air, but
Astral,
yeah.
Isaac going for an Ender Fire. This could just be his doom once more. Bolshevik can actually miss with the flash forward to finish off the kill. He does trade, but Ender Fire in the Death Chamber for the 11th time this game. Trading the kill back, though, Astral and Black Masu still alive. Demonic Xmas could find himself in all sorts of trouble here. No Killer Instinct available yet for Black Masu. Pop Blossom comes through.
Pop Blossom.
Black Masu has the heal to try to keep himself alive, and he does keep himself alive. That 1Q doing so much damage. He doesn't do any more than that.
Close.
He walks off with about 100 HP.
It seemed like Anakun almost had that one, right? Meanwhile, Kaipora just taking the entire bot lane away from Ionia. He's going to probably get this inhibitor if he keeps pushing, but at the top side of the map, Demacia is shoving in that top lane. They actually do take down Astral, not something I was expecting, but now Ionia is pathing down to the bot side to stop Kaipora. Might not get the inhibitor at this point.
He just kind of walks off.
Yeah, some losses definitely for... Oh, wait,
he
no,
just
he's
turns back
he's
around.
just going in. All right,
Trying to
here it
flip the
is.
script, and the script was not flipped. The shutdown. Demonic Xmas picks up that kill. Shouldn't be too much harm on that with an XD in the chat from Kaipora. No epic monsters up, really.
Limit
at this
testing.
Time. Black Master had gone back to base anyway, so a little bit fun for him. This is, of course, a fun event in the end. So a bit of limit testing, but he does end up paying the gray screen consequence.
Yeah, so 100 of those plays happen. How many times do you think Kaipora gets a triple kill?
One.
One in 100.
Yes. 1 in 100, but it would have been cool, and it would have been the play of the game.
It definitely would have been the play of the game. That would have been.
Meanwhile,
nice,
Black Master's just killing everybody in these fights. Doesn't actually get stunned up, but he has a QSS now. He's going to be fine. Ripping through them. A double kill now for the Kaisa. 15-1 and 15 for himself in this game as they do push on to the Nexus. Definitely almost 2 kills a minute. I do want to point out we are at 59 kills in 30 minutes, so it looks like the over may have been the way to go
My
on
goodness.
this one. Axeman. So much for that bit of a slower game. It was pretty slow for a while and then exploded with action as Demonic Xmas trying to add to that total just a little bit. Black Master running after him like a man possessed as the Nexus is now open. They will walk toward it and looking to make it a Demacian sweep here. Just a little bit more time. Waiting on this Nexus, kind of trolling Demonic Xmas. Bit of a reconnection we saw come through. Dive in the fountain. Are we diving the fountain? Who knows? Are you diving our fountain? Nobody knows, but in the end, it is the Demacian team picking up the win over Ionia in this fan favorite selection all-star match.
Yep, the Demacian invasion of Ionia was very successful. No losses whatsoever. And yeah, they really blew them apart. But in a lot of ways, it did seem even for a while there. Demacia just pulled ahead, especially coming out of laning phase, I feel. They did lose a couple lanes. I think mid lane was probably most notable. But, you know, they just managed to pull it back with the Zed pick in tow. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Zed, you know, I suck. Maybe not doing the best in lane, but found a lot of openings onto Ender Fire. I almost mentioned at the start of the game, not a lot of targets for him on this team. You know, it's kind of dangerous to be ulting, you know, even the Graves, the Set, the Nautilus, but he found his target onto Ender Fire time and time again. That 12 death number for Ender Fire kind of speaking louder than words for him here, and it really well played by Isa, kind of allowing Black Master to be free in these fights, not having to worry about that other 80 carry. And you know, he kited beautifully in these fights. Black Master played a very nice game here. 30 Gilbertization for himself. Very well done.
Yeah, absolutely, and well done by both teams, really. You know, it takes a lot of courage to just come out here, get on stream, and play with a team you never played with before. So I appreciate everybody coming out and giving everything they've got. I really felt like everyone took these, you know, not brutally seriously. I don't think anyone was, you know, living or dying over these games, but I appreciate everyone taking them at least a little bit seriously. So yeah, I think we all had a good time. That said, who's ready to run it down in ARAM? I am. I'm
pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited.
ARAMs are always pretty fun to have. We'll have those coming up. I believe we will be going back to the original teams that we saw in the last game. So the selected all-stars for that first ARAM. And then we will be back with these fan favorite folks. But we are going to step away for just another couple of minutes while we get that lobby set up, hopefully without any technical difficulties. So we will be back in just a couple of minutes with these ARAMs. Don't go away. Welcome back, everybody, to the All-Star Show here, Season 2 Style Esports. We are hopping into this ARAM final game of the night. All-Star teams have been combined, so we got some fan favorites, some selected All-Stars. They're all All-Stars in our hearts. Let's get into this ARAM. We'll see what champs come through. A lot of AP, I'm noticing, by the blue team. I don't know what we're going to call it. Let's go Demacia on the blue and Ionia on the red. We'll go with for this one. It looks like we got AP versus AP.
Yep.
Nobody deals physical damage.
A lot of AP here for sure. I'm looking. I think you're right. I don't think there's any physical damage in this game right now. There is a lot of damage, for sure. What I'm noticing
a lot of damage.
is that Demacia doesn't have any sort of tank or anything like that, so they might have some kind of off tank, maybe a Teemo tank coming through from a Lapras or something like that. We got these champions swapping around, everyone trying to get the champions that they want, I guess. I think some of these are really funny, man. Pure Assault's on Zach. I think that's so funny to me.
Hopefully he's pretty excited about that. We'll see kind of what comes through, whether the Magic Resist will outdo the Magic Pen. You would expect to be kind of the situation here, although might see some AP built also by the Ionian team here on the team tank, I guess, essentially.
Yeah, team tank for sure.
We dodged. Okay.
And we did dodge.
So those will not be the teams anymore because it's random. So
we got the random teams coming up again.
We got some banter being exchanged in the chat. So scrap everything we just said.
For sure.
And we'll start that over.
The all AP game dream is dead.
I was looking forward to it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it would have been pretty interesting. I guess he couldn't change runes, so.
Well, he couldn't lock in.
He couldn't lock in. There it is. There's the excuse of the century. So, we'll try to get into a game here as soon as possible, but hopefully Personify will get a champion to actually like, and then we can actually. Get, sorry. Okay. So the excuses.
And we're back into champ select here.
Here we go, and now it's all AD. There's no AP now.
We've got a Callista, my favorite ARAM champ. I'm a Callista one trick, everybody. Not ashamed to admit it. Great champion. Looks like it's going to be Acquiescence piloting that one so far. Karth is also really annoying ARAM champ.
Yeah, for sure. Some scary ones there, actually.
Nope. And scrap that.
There's another dodge. All right, this is the game we're playing now. It's not ARAM. It's it's actually just let's dodge until we get the champions we want.
Yeah. No more dodges is the decree.
All right.
Little puzzling. But Toxic Vein's back. Quick reconnect for somebody with some client problems, but
sure. It definitely was a
we won't throw too much shade. Apparently they're even now. I would just like to cast a game. At some point. This is exciting stuff, I'll admit it, but, here we go. Take 3. Third time's the charm. Everyone's ready.
Yeah.
Do I need to say I'm ready? I'm ready. I'm ready to go. We're in the game once again.
I'm always ready, Carl.
More 80 carries. The Fiddlesticks, a lot of AP again, actually. It's like AP plus 80 carries.
All right, yeah.
But no tanks.
No tanks. There's just the Rammus there. But yeah, so another interesting cast of champions here. This is going to be the last All-Star game of the night. We're playing a for fun ARAM, and we have 45 seconds for these players to dodge. And I'm anxious. I feel like it could happen again.
Honestly, these 45 seconds cannot go fast enough.
Yep, I've been hurt before. I've been burned before. It could happen again, but I'm hoping we get into game here. The Fiddlesticks, like you mentioned, pretty interesting. That could play in. Of course, ARAM famously all team fights, right? Unless someone's really running it down. So this Fiddlesticks could really play into how these teams fight. Fiddlesticks has such a good presence in team fights with the ultimate and the AoE drain as well now. Also, bullet time coming through on MF could be really important too. So some pretty good team fight coming out from Ionia. I want to believe they're in game. All right.
Yeah, in game. We did it. Also, a lot of poke coming through from this Ionian team. The red team here, of course, we've decreed. Varus poke could be strong. We'll see if he goes for that lethality build. Varus, just said that. Victor, I should say, a lot of V champs. Victor lasers rolling through. Fiddlestick's not as potent anymore, but Make It Rain as well as the Qs from Echo could lay out some poke. A little bit less so on the Demacian team. Zillion bombs, pretty much all we're looking at for any real consistent poke in the Aurelion Soul passive.
Yeah, for sure. That said, got a couple pretty good champions for team fights on Demacia, notably in my mind would be Lysandra. Pretty good team fight.
A lot of AoE.
Also, yeah, just doing a lot of damage in general. And also Aurelion Soul in the right hands could do a ton of damage in ARAM, right? I mean, everyone's packed together. You get the stars on a whole lot of different targets. You can get those big lane-wide stuns hurled down. There's no way to dodge them. So, yeah, we could have a bit of a fight here on our hands, but it really all depends. I mean, we have Acquiescence, who just famously played an Aatrox game in their All-Star game, now playing Draven. So it's definitely a change of pace for sure. Demonic Xmas playing Graves in the All-Star game, now on Victor. So a little bit of a change of pace
flipping the
across
script.
The board here. Yeah, definitely flipping the script. Not sure how many of these players have games on these champions. I would say maybe a quarter or so. But
yeah, we'll see when we get loading screen that mastery on everybody. Yeah. Is anybody mastery 5 or not?
We'll out them. We'll out them and their mastery.
Call them out here on stream. Bit risky to play this ARAM. They probably didn't expect it, but this is actually just a time to call them out.
Yeah, for sure. What do you mean you don't play Victor? Come on. But I think I really think Bisque on Echo and then Wooly Giao Giao on Zillion are kind of shining out to me as being players that might have champions they actually have a couple games on. Enderfire also on Misfortune probably has some experience in that.
You'd hope so.
Yeah, you definitely hope so. Playing ADC if you don't have some NF game.
Although I banner every game, so maybe. You never know.
Well, yeah.
There's always that 180 carry you don't play. Yeah, right.
For sure. But
you throw into the back corner. But yeah, not a whole lot to analyze here. Really. It's an ARAM game. Who the hell knows?
Right.
It's not kind of like that first game where it was kind of an obvious narrative here. It's just likely to be a bit of a brawl. We'll see if Alaphorus can tank up all that damage, the one tank. But he is on Rammus, so like that, that's pretty tanky guy.
Definitely has the potential to be, right? One thing I think as a weakness of his is that there's a lot of AP on the enemy team. You got the Fiddle, Victor, Echo. So you can't really just stack armor like Rammus loves to. You have to maybe diversify a little bit here. But we are going to load onto not Summoner's Rift, but Howling Abyss here for, I think, the first time I've casted a Howling Abyss game. Not sure if you've done any.
Definitely been a long time. I don't remember doing so, but cast a lot of games, so could be. Anyway, we're on to the. I've seen it done before. So we'll see how it works out for us here. Expect a lot of yelling. I think that's kind of a given at this point. But let's check this. Check the mastery. Big skin for Enderfire. So he's mastery 6 here. Mastery 7 actually. Bisque on the Echo, like we were calling out. Willie Giao Giao though, no masteries. Mastery locked on the Zillion, so not quite what we were hoping for. Mastery 7 actually Acquiescence on Draven too, so could be a big star in this game. We will see. Run around to the Abyss. Also, neither of these teams have any healing. None of those kind of OP healing champions, Soraka, Sona, Yumi, that you hate to see at ARAM. They're going to have to rely pretty much solely on maybe some lifesteal. They might build the Echo Vault and those medical kits that are scattered throughout the Abyss. So we'll see how the teams use those. And I'm just expecting a lot of team fights. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. Not a whole lot of healing champions, just like you mentioned. A couple of champions in this game have the potential to be able to kind of sustain a little bit better. Would have to imagine Draven's going to be picking up a Bloodthirster fairly early in this game.
Bork Varus, it looks like it will be on hit, so
yeah,
and then, as well.
Phil 6 will be able to heal themselves up fairly well. It's a bit situational, right? Because you can't always depend on being able to get up into the minions and stuff like that, but in a lot of situations, Fiddle is kind of the last one standing because they can heal themselves. That said, like I was saying, never casted an ARAM game before, so this could just go belly up.
Here
really
comes the
quick.
ball. We're starting the ball rolling literally on this one. Just going to get taunted up as the fighting has begun. Who even needs play-by-play in color anymore? We're all just yelling here at this point. Silence is coming through the spells. Just say what you see, basically, at this point.
Yeah, with Fiddle passive here being changed, any of his abilities that activate on the enemy champion can get that fear off, but you have to be hidden, right? So he's got to play around these bushes.
Convergence. There's a stun coming through. Where are we going to see the first blood? But the counter engage comes through. It's Quadra Root from Corvus on that mid laner once again. Personify, that is. The name's much harder to see in this mode. You have to feel Zillion picking up first blood. Willie Jiao Jiao picking up that one. Bisc has picked up a kill onto Acquiescence. Personify running desperately for his life. Can he get out of this one? No, he's getting auto attacked by Enderfire, but the stun comes back as well. The flash forward and the taunt from the Rammus. Toxic Vein has gone down on the side of this one. Bisc picking up a kill onto Lapras. The Rammus has fallen as well, not able to tank up enough damage, and the fighting explodes. 5 kills in 1 minute.
And with that, Ionia takes the lead, 300 gold now. Not too much to sneeze at, but this is ARAM, right? A death is almost meaningless, right? You just got to run it back essentially the length of the mid lane itself, which is, the shortest lane. So not too much time to get back into the fight. We're seeing that here already. Both teams have 5 members back in the center of the map.
Absolutely. Health relics have spawned. Now there is the snowball, wasting no further time. Bisc going to be falling very low. He's almost taken out. He is shut down already by Corvus, who pays the price with his life. Little bit too far forward. Taken out right away. 4 versus 4.
Yet, so that was pretty strange that they went into a fight like that. But yeah, a choice, I guess. One of those decisions that was possible, and they took it. They're gonna channel that heal. Demacia is, despite most of their team not really needing the heal. Could be a misplay. Could be a bit of trolling, who knows? Not me.
Hello, Convergence, that could be a huge stun, a Quadra stun coming through. Rammus not sure where to come into this team fight, but Demonic X is blown up immediately at the start of this one. Toxic Vein as well going to follow his teammate. Corvus picks up that kill as they just explode with violence here in the mid lane, of course. The only lane here, 2 for 0, but they're already basically out of the death chamber, like we said. Really short timers as these champs are just back up and ready to fight.
Yep, Demacia yanks back that gold lead, 300k now in their favor, almost 500 now. So trying to get back into this game. They're a little bit on top. As it stands, normally the ARAMs will go back and forth a little bit. The big win, I would declare, would be taking one of these towers down, right?
Absolutely.
So unless one of these teams is able to really garner themselves a large gold lead just through kills alone, for me, it's going to be the towers taking that. The only objectives on this map. That is going to be the big difference. It's a big heal coming through from Toxic Vein. That drain is no joke. The
ultimate's coming through now too. These champions very close to level 6. These fights are going to get, if possible, even more explosive at this point as the champions start to have those. Corvus looking for an engage angle. See if they decide to go for it. There's the Fiddlesticks ult to counter though, and here comes Personify with a big stun. He has a bomb on his head, but he gets stuck. Not sure what happened there. And here goes Corvus into the fight. Will he pop the Glacial Tune to try to keep himself alive? He's taken out of this fight before he can ult. Personify running for his life. Has the Zillion ult on top of him, but he may not go down before it times out. He is going to go into a Toxic Vein under the tower. Doesn't have a stopwatch to keep himself alive. He's going to be taken out as well. Personify picks up that kill, and Bisc diving the tower. He's going to fall as well. A double kill now for the victor as Willie Jiao Jiao could find himself next up on the chopping block. Can he get the stun onto Pure Salt? Pure Salt walks into the stun. He's going to be taken out immediately. The barrier. Willie Jiao Jiao keeping himself alive. The flash from Demonic Xmas, he's going to be out of the tower. He's going to be taken out as well. Gets executed as Corvus is in. He still has his ultimate available. Glacial Tube coming through onto Enderfire. He's going to pay the price. He's in the death chamber for the next 15 seconds as it is back and forth action and multiple towers being dove at the same time.
Yeah, and this is going to leave Ionia kind of on the back foot, right? Demacia's pushing into their tower now, and Bisc says, on the back foot, me? No, sir, I'm going in. I want to fight these guys.
There's the cleanse. Alive, more stuns.
Pretty low. All right, just doing some trading back and forth here, and that's those minion waves are going to meet back in the center of the lane. But yeah, Carl, Ionia did a lot of damage to Demacia's tower there. They definitely have an advantage moving forward here. That said, Demacia has the gold lead still in their favor. Still just about 300k, so nothing too much, but it is something.
There's the flash taunt, the engage with the Zillion falls to the backline, 1 for 1 so far. Willie Jiao Jiao going to foul at the start of this one. Bisc not able to get himself out, doesn't have the ultimate available, so it's a 3 for 3, but there is the snowball coming through, not able to get the taunt onto Enderfire. Lapras running back to get a bit of heal, bit of solace on the fountain, another stun coming through from the Aurelion Soul. Lapras forward, but he's going to get feared backward as well. Demonic Xmas trying to do his best to get the fight down and throws the ultimate down. Toxic Vein picks up the kill. Could it be the re-engage from Corvus? Decides against it. Lapras, Armadillo. He's tanky, but he's not quite that tanky yet. He's going to reset and live another day.
Yeah, and he's got to start itemizing for that mixed damage, right? He's got the Bramble Vest just now, but only armor items for him. So, need to start picking up some MR. That Victor, that Fiddlesticks, that Echo are going to start to hit him real hard. And you can't
Echo
really
has that
have
proto belt.
right? Yeah, the proto belt and the Sheen coming
Could
down.
be the engage. Corvus goes forward. Glacial 2, but it's not on himself. Picks up the 1 kill on a Demonic Xmas, but he does pay the price with his life. Alaphorus in the backline trying to pick up the kill onto Enderfire. Enderfire not going to fall on this one. The Crowstorm comes through the flash from Toxic Vein, but he's not able to get the fear onto this one. The piercing arrows coming through. Will it find its mark? No, it will not. Willie Jojo going to dodge away from that one. Personify goes forward, gets feared backward. Can he get himself out to safety? Acquiescence coming into the backline. Does he have the Whirling Death? Pops the snowball he actually has on this one. Draven picking up the kill onto the Varus, but he's now in the backline. Can he keep himself alive? Flash between the bush, but there is the ultimate from Echo to get himself back in time and back into Acquiescence's face. Can he pick up the kill? Going to pop the resurrection from the Zillion ultimate of Willie Jojo on this one. Can he get out of this one? The bullet time doing very much damage, and the knockback out of the bullet time from Personify. Toxic Vein going to try to do his best to go for it. The auto attack not going to lead to a kill, as there is the shutdown on to Toxic Vein. Personify very low, but he walks away.
Yeah, doing very well for themselves in that fight. Pure Salt had gone into the fight with the Rage Blade, and I really thought he would have been able to do more with that one, but wasn't quite able to do. He's back now here. Might turn this fight in their favor, but Demonic X was already really low.
Going for a bit more. Bisk taken out. Demonic Xmas better dodge it. He sidesteps it. Blue Sway shoots, but he goes down to the Lissandra passive. Gotta watch out for that one. Takes him out. We are 7 minutes in, and we have 32 kills.
Yeah, if you're Demacia, you take those, right? You take those.
Oh, we take those all day.
For sure. They've extended their gold lead to almost 1,000 gold now, so really starting to get ahead for themselves. But as of yet, not doing too much turret damage, right? So just need to start getting some of that on the board. They have some champions to do that, but they really only have the one marksman to the Ionius 2, so they're on the back foot at a disadvantage for doing that. Really got to start converting some of their more team fight, some of the more combat-based advantages into getting that objective damage down. Now here comes Personify. He's got the big stun, but it's not going to hit anybody. I lied!
Trying to do his best. Personify taking out the stun, like you said, not doing a whole lot. Acquiescence is going to get almost blown up by Demonic Xmas. He flashes forward straight into the Armadillo, and the resurrection comes through for Personify. Keeping himself alive. The double kill now for Willie Jojo. Alaphorus has picked up one as well. Alaphorus fighting literally to his dying breath to try to keep his team protected. Pure Soul takes a bomb on top of his head, but Demacia in control of this one now, pushing towards the tower. 3 versus 2. Corvus could look to dive this tower. He is very strong on this Lissandra. There is the Claw of Doom. Will he follow it up with the Glacial Tomb? He does not have it. Not available for him. Not able to kill the tower as well. Double Bob's going to be landing. That is going to be a lot of damage coming through. Luden's Echo completed for Willie Jojo. Pure Salt trying to keep himself safe. He's down very low now. A couple of piercing arrows are all he has left. The first one going to go wide. There's the stun for Personify coming through as well.
Yeah, and the piercing arrows are like, whoa, Whirling Death taking out Pure Salt from downtown. That was quite the shot there. Biss channels their ultimate, escaping that fight, and Victor's stun goes wide. Doesn't catch anybody quite yet, but yeah, Demacia are still looking for this one. That was quite the shot there from Acquiescence. Very well done to be able to hit Pure Salt from so far back.
Bisk goes in, doesn't really find anybody. He's going to be the focus target, doesn't have the chrono bait to keep himself alive, and he is taken out.
Yeah, he definitely is. We've seen a lot of that from Bisk, actually. 5, 6, and 10 on this A-Ram game. Oh, it's like a
Crowstorm coming through. Toxic Vein actually still alive. A bomb on his head. He's going to be taken out. Acquiescence now on a killing spree. Goes forward to try to hit onto Enderfire. Knows that he is going to be going down. He'll be back to base, able to buy himself up some items as Enderfire looking to go for it as well. Claw of Doom, but no Glacial Tomb is available. Alaphorus not able to find a connection. There he does go for it onto Demonic Xmas. The taunt goes down. Corvus lands one of the Qs. Not able to do anything else to snowball onto Enderfire. Enderfire just killing himself by hitting the Rammus. He does take himself down, but he picks up the kill in return. Corvus has picked up one. There's the shutdown onto Zillion, and the shutdown in return on the Varus. They're just trading back and forth. Corvus could go forward onto Biss. Does he have the Claw of Doom? Is he able to activate it? No, he is not able to send himself to a Glacial Tomb, but he is in his own tomb as he's taken out.
Yep, Biss does a little bit of a dance for us there in the middle of the lane, and Ionia is able to pick up Demacia's first turret. That is huge. I mean, you get gold out of it, but you also get some of the pressure, right? I mean, they have a lot more health shrines available to themselves now. They can shove in Demacia back under their inner turret. That said, you gotta have the numbers for it, and Acquiescence do a ton of damage to Toxic Vein right now. Actually might go down themselves. I mean, Enderfire does a lot of damage in their own right, but that heal shrine is gonna heal back up Abyss and and Toxic Vein as well. They're going to heal with the second heal shrine back behind their tower too. So looking pretty healthy if you're Ionia. Oh, wow. Yeah, Verisalt goes wide.
Comes the stun. This could be the engage. Corvus goes forward. Claw of Doom into the middle of this one. The Zillion ult going to try to keep Wooly Jiao Jiao alive. The ultimate chrono break comes through from Bisk to try to keep himself alive as well. There is the Glacial Tomb taking out Bisk. Enderfire now running for his life. There's the channel, and it is back up available. He gets stunned immediately. The Fiddlesticks not able to do anything with the Crow Storm. It looks like more of a Crow drizzle on this one. He's going to be taken out. Demonic X-Men's going to find his way as well. Wooly Jiao Jiao getting out of the tower just in time. Pure Soul takes the bomb on his head down to about 300 HP, looking for a bit of a piercing arrow. Wooly Jiao Jiao could be playing the dodge game, throws the bomb, but it's not going to land onto Pure Salt, standing just out of range.
Yeah, Carl, and I, in my ignorance, have just realized that Enderfire is building more of a lethality misfortune build here. Oh gosh, the Lapras
Pure
might have Pure
Salt.
Salt.
Woo!
That was
Able to
real
get
close,
himself out
man.
the flash.
Oh, the auto! Just one auto takes Pure Salt out.
Kills himself for it, but it was worth it. Has to go for the swag in the air on the shutdown coming through. Bisk goes for it. That's a double kill. Now picking up the kill under Aurelion Soul. This could even be more for himself. The bomb has gone down. Pops the parallel convergence. Can he get out of Corvus? Yes, he can. There's the auto protect. Can he throw out the Q? Yes, he is, but it's not able to pick up the kill. Alaphorus, they're trying to. Oh, and the Zillion ultimate as well. Bisk just meeting disaster everywhere.
There's
he goes one kill, actually. The chrono break back, so maybe not as much of a disaster as I thought. The bomb and Wooly Jiao Jiao is, of course, his own. Will not do any damage. He is bomb resistant on this situation. The flash forward for Demonic X-Men's picked up the kill on to Wooly Jiao Jiao. They're going to continue driving the tower. Alaphorus going to go down. Bisk.
Oh, can he get out?
But he should be okay. No further.
He's good.
Not up anyway. Acquiescence is here though, doing loads of damage. Like we said, Enderfire going to find himself taken out. Demonic X-Men's doing very much, and the stun going to come through from Aurelion Soul as well, as he is feared up now by the Fiddlesticks. The silence coming through. The ultimate picks up one kill in return, but he is taken out by the victor as Corvus now has respawned for the Demacian team to defend his tower.
Yeah, just like that, Ionia is beating down the inner turret for Demacia. They might actually get some damage on this inhibitor, too. I mean, there's really nothing stopping them, right? Oh, Corvus, that said, just destroys Bisk. Never mind, forget what I was saying. Corvus, a huge obstacle in Ionia's way. Can't get past that one with the Lapras and Wooly Jiao Jiao spawning just now as well. You got to back off. You got heal shrines back there to take, right? So you heal up a little bit here, try to regroup, and Lapras is just diving the back line once again. Pure Salt's in trouble.
There's the ultimate. Pure Salt going to get taunted up. Doesn't matter if you have that Chains of Corruption. You're the one that's corrupt. He's saying Alaphorus. The Crow Storm goes for the Zanya, and he's actually buying a lot of time, healing up quite a lot for himself. The bombs might take him out, though. At the end of this, he is not going to quite go down. Demonic X-Men's Acquiescence doing the damage. Can he get anything else? He's taken out very low. Whirling Death not available. Toxic Vein going to live to fight another day. Acquiescence now healing up off the creeps. Like we said, there is that lifesteal. Bisk tries to go forward into the parallel convergence. Can he keep himself alive? Demonic X-Men's looking for an angle to try to kill Alaphorus in this one, but he comes back forward. There's a flash. Can he get the taunt? No, he's not going to be able to. The flash auto attack not going to do anything as well. Zillion ultimate is going to come through onto this Echo. Actually, Bisk now into the stopwatch. Does he have the chrono break? Yes, he does. A great double kill for himself onto Corvus. Now, can he pick up a third? Yes, he can. He's going to get stunned up. Can he get anything more? Parallel convergence. The shield not going to be taken out because of that shield from the bomb. Can he get into Personify? No, he can't. He's being taken out by the orb. Personify flashes forward. Could this be a pentakill for him? No, it cannot. Picks up one. Actually, could still be, but he's taken out by the piercing arrow. The shutdown onto the Echo, but he is taken out as well. The shutdown in exchange with the Varus. Pure Salt picking up that one. Wooly Jiao Jiao looking for the bombs. Could find out the Demonic X-Men's. He's not paying attention to where he was. Picked up the kill, but he is spinning back. And it's an ace now for the Ionian team as they move toward the inhibitor.
Yeah, gotta pay attention, Demonic. Gotta make sure you're watching where Wooly Jiao Jiao's going. Wooly Jiao Jiao. Yeah, he's coming in. Just one auto would do it for Enderfire. Yeah, it just is so much damage. I mean, that's just Draven for you. Acquiescence has been doing it.
Oh, he lands the snowball!
Could have it. I think Pure Salt's definitely gone, but...
Oh, the flash!
Oh, maybe not.
Worth it. Enderfire is not long for this world. The taunt comes through. Pure Salt might actually get himself out. So maybe not sure they wanted to give that kill back over, but we're going to continue the fight as well. Parallel Convergence has come through. There's the Chains of Corruption onto Alaphorus, but it just doesn't make any difference. He's so tanky at this point. Not going to be taken out just with that. As we take a little bit of stock of this situation. The ultimate is up for Toxic Vein, so could be the game changer in these fights if they're able to get it out.
Yeah, it certainly could be. Interesting to note Alaphorus on Rammus has picked up some MR, but looks like they're going to be fighting again.
Caught out there is that Crow Storm. It's going to be taken out. No stasis available. Bisk not able to pop his ultimate. Jensen, like in his moves on the Echo here, and a double kill coming through for Acquiescence. Kills the Varus and kills that pesky Echo, and they have 20 seconds now in the Death Chamber. It's just Enderfire. There's the bullet time. Can he get anything done? Can he clear the wave? He's going to be taken out, but he has cleared the minion wave. It's 5 against 0 against the turret, but they don't even have any minions on their team. Lapras just taking up this turret with impunity. The backdoor run is not going to matter, and they are going to be moving on to the inhibitor. It was just a minute ago that Ionia was on Demasia's inhib, and now the tables have turned. They're going to be moving on toward the Nexus turrets as well. Demonic Xmas has respawned. He might have something to say about this. Lapras, you have to think surely going to be going down here. He does go down, taken out by the turret. That's going to be an execution. Demonic Xmas on the chase as well. Bisk following behind. He's still looking for that pentakill, been denied a couple times in this game from a chance to go for more than 2.
All right, Carl, 16 minutes, 79 kills. All right.
That's what you like to see, and we might be going in for a few more. Bisk pops Zania, trying to keep himself alive, gonna get stunned up by Personified. Does he have the chrono break? Yes, he does. He's gonna be in the same spot for the next 5 minutes. You have to think at this rate, he's gonna be getting himself out the healing from the med kit, keeping him alive as we have a brief respite, but you have to think it will be only that.
Yeah, brief indeed. Ionia, they're back against the wall, right?
Demonic Xmas is stunned up. He's going to be taken out immediately. Acquiescence picking up that kill. Will they look to push their advantage? There is that fake Victor walking forward, and that is a lot of speed from Lapras going forward. Does he have the snowball available? He does land it. Dodges the change of corruption with that as well. What a beautiful dodge from that snowball as well. Mark coming through, Whirling Death coming through as well, and Pure's not going to be taken out immediately. Bullet time coming across, but it might not make enough difference. The flash of Ender Fire, but can he keep himself alive? Bisk in the backline trying to go Willie Jiao, but he is the only member alive. No chrono break left available. The parallel convergence able to give himself a bit of a shield, but he is slowed by the ultimate from Aurelion Sol and taken out. It is an ace, 5 for 1 in favor of Demacia.
Yeah, and you have to think that's it, right? I'm pretty sure Demacia can end off of that ace there. Demonic Xmas is up, but it's about 10 seconds till Pure Salt's up and 15 for the rest of their team.
He's just going to be taken out. Dove under the turret. He is gone.
All right, so it could be close here. I mean, we got a couple members of Ionia coming up in just a couple seconds.
Crowstorm not available.
It's going to have to be a hero play.
Toxic Veins alive. The Crowstorm is available now. He's going to go over the wall. Could this be the move for them? Crowstorm in, clearing out the minions. Does he have the Zania to keep himself safe? The bomb on top of his head pops the Seraph's shield, and he is going to save his Nexus. The shutdown onto Aurelion Sol, and Ionia lives to fight for one more fight. Bisk now on the chase. Corvus able to get out with the Claw of Doom, and everybody resets once more, but no Nexus towers remain for Ionia.
Yeah, if you thought their back was against the wall before, imagine what they're feeling now. It's just the Nexus left, and it's not even full health. Yeah, it could be some face checking here going on, but I'm pretty sure Ionia just wants to wait this one out until they have more numbers.
Spells. What are you doing? Just face checking, and the face check going. Make. I thought Corvus dodging away from the chrono break as well. Acquiescence has his Zillion on his back. He is not afraid of anything at this point. Bisk gets the shield from his parallel convergence, but just has to walk off. No chrono break left after he did have to use it in that bush. And another just kind of random face check. You have spells that can look in that bush. Not going to be used to make it rain in particular. And here's a giant, nice change of corruption from Pure Salt to try to keep that Aurelion Sol off.
Yeah, and that stun could have done a lot of damage.
That's a fast Rammus, and Bisk could find chemself in all sorts of trouble. Doesn't have the corner break available. He's going to be taken out. Personified picks up that kill. The fleeing used onto Lapras. He's going to be able to get himself away for just a little bit longer, but Demonic Xmas running for his life. Pure Salt as well. He knows he is the target of that Rammus. He's going to be taken out. Whirling Death comes across as well. There's the Crowstorm comes through, but he is going to be stunned up. Toxic Vein pops Zania to try to keep himself alive and buy a little bit of time, but he's going to be taken out. The Claw of Doom comes across. The shutdown onto Aurelion Sol, but it won't make any difference. It's 4 versus 1, and Ender Fire can't do anything to save this Nexus as he is going to get the PD shield pop. Acquiescence goes in, dives the fountain. It's not going to work out for him. He's taken out by the Obelisk. Corvus going to try to follow. He picks up the kill. It's an ace, and he does go down in the attempt, but there are 2 left alive, and this should surely be the end. Demacia going for the clean sweep as they pick up the game over Ionia in this for fun ARAM.
Yeah, did Demacia win all the All-Star games? I think they might have. Yeah, so Demacia just absolutely dominating Ionia tonight. Some of this was, lighthearted fun, but that's pretty wild. So
what
the
a game.
Demacia division, apparently the division to look out for here in the Sal Esports League, but definitely one of the fun ARAM. I can't help but think about what would have been with the all AP game, but this was pretty fun too. So for sure, interesting. I wasn't really expecting the team with more ADCs to lose. Normally for me, the team with more marksman wins, but yeah, Acquiescence just pulling out all the stops, and Lapras too on Rammus was just absolute monster.
So fast.
Just wading into the back line, right?
Yeah, and that Abyssal Mask also helping out his own AP carries. They have those 3 that were looking to do that AP damage, so that item helping them out a lot. And able to keep themselves safe. The Bisk was kind of the only backline threat. Toxic Vein would get in there occasionally with that Crowstorm, but just wasn't enough all the time to turn the tide of those fights. And they won some of those fights, but eventually got a few too many items on the side of Demacia, and they weren't burst down quite as easily, and were able to dish out a lot of damage back. So ended up working out for him.
Yeah, for sure. So very fun game. Thanks so much for all the participants for taking part in this. I know we had a lot of fun. We hope you did too. And thank you for everyone for watching as well. All right. Was there anything else you had to say, Carl? Or
Not a whole lot. Pretty interesting ARAM. Always fun to see that format of game. Just a little bit different than what you normally see on Summoner's Rift. So fun to see the crazy team fights happening over and over and over again. A little bit less fun for my voice, but that's worth it. That's okay. We're all here for the content, but hope you all enjoyed this All-Star event. Had a couple of good games on the Rift, and then moving over for that ARAM. So hope you will all come back and join us next week for our last week in the Season 2 regular season before we head into those playoffs for that all-important championship of Style Esports Season 2. We'll see if the Syndicate can defend their title. Our links are below the stream, Discord website, YouTube, and the music credits if you have interest in checking those out. I am Jarl Carl alongside Axeman87. Shoutouts also to Sky Ripper, who has been our gracious host and organizer for this event. So shoutouts to him as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Good night.